from Fenway. It's game 138 as the Red Sox begin the most crucial week of their season with 7 games against nothing but first-place opponents, the Minnesota Twins, in for 3. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the ballpark. Great to be home. I'm Dave O'Brien. My partners, Jerry Remy, Dennis Eckersley, and Garrett Austin on the way in a few moments. And Remdog, this Minnesota Twins team, they really swing the bats. They have as much power or more than anybody.
They made a complete overhaul over the last offseason. They're a totally different ball club than what we've seen in years past. And the reason is they swing the bat. They've got a great power on this team. You can see they're #1 in the league in runs. And look at the home runs that they've hit. You can see 36 there by Max Kepler having a year of his career. Nelson Cruz, 34 home runs, and 24 from C.J. Cron, their first baseman. The 269 home runs at this point of the season, that's a major league record. Nobody's ever done that in baseball before, and they still got a month left. So, Red Sox pitching is going to have to be really on target in this series against a team that's really never out of a ball game.
Eck leads us to Rick Porcello, who is on the hill tonight here in game number 1. The last time he faced them, he pitched a heck of a ball game at their place.
Well, you'd like to think he can tap into that. He's pitched pretty good recently, but he pitched as good as he could pitch last time in Minnesota. Went 7 innings, didn't give up anything, and he struck out 8 guys. And it's all about his fastball command, and then he can go to his secondary stuff. He's got 5 pitches that he works with. He's had his troubles this year. He really has. And this sounds like a broken record, but the Red Sox are looking for a quality start. I mean, they've been looking for it for a long, long time. We just got off a trip where it was nothing but bullpen. Well, hopefully, Porcello can start off with a quality start and get this home series started off.
Well, on that trip, the Red Sox went 6-2 out west, and the leader by far was J.D. Martinez, who had a wonderful trip. He had 6 home runs and drove in 18 in the 8 games. Red Sox taking on the Minnesota Twins on a picture-perfect night here at Fenway Park. Game 1 with Minnesota coming up in a moment. But Audi dealers, get behind the wheel of the Audi you've always wanted. Digital Federal Credit Union, what can DCU mean to you? And by Lexus and the Lexus Strikes Out Hunger program. Sox and Twins, Rick Porcello, 12-10 coming in. Here's the Minnesota lineup he'll take on. It is a challenge. Right at the very top of it, Max Kepler with 36 home runs. Polanco's hit 20. Cruz 34. Arise is at second with Sano at third. He's hit 26. Jake Cave in center. Cron with 24 home runs. Castro doing the catching, and Lamont Wade is in left field. Against the Red Sox starting pitcher, presented by New England Audi dealers, Porcello, among his 2 best outings of the season, a gem at Minnesota.
Well, the Red Sox have moved up to 5th in the league in defense, 77 errors on the season. Rafael Devers will be at third base, Xander Bogaerts the shortstop, Brock Holt at second, and Mitch Moreland the first baseman. Left to right, Andrew Benintendi, Jackie Bradley Jr., and Mookie Betts, with Christian Vasquez doing the catching.
Here are your umpires tonight. They're brought to you by Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com. DJ Rayburn behind the plate, DeJesus, Culbreth, and Buckner around the bases. We're available. This telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP presented by Toyota. Visit compra2toyota.com to see Toyota deals not seen on TV.
Buenas noches, amigos.
Weather's just perfect, and brought to you by Marvin. Create a happier, healthy home at Marvin.com. 71 degrees as the sun goes down. Clear skies tonight. And a big series. Red Sox taking on a team that has hit 269 home runs. That is a major league record, and still almost a month to play here. Kepler to lead things off, 258 with 36 home runs. Bit of a delay as the umpires look down the right field line.
Yeah, the Twins, a team that's kind of pulling away from the Cleveland Indians, aren't they, in that Central Division?
Well, they got a scare. They were up by 11.5. Cleveland came back and tied him, but now what is it, 5.5?
Yeah.
Fouled back, and we're underway. They will hack, and they shoot for the seats. This guy's had a heck of a season and has led off a game with a home run 6 times, so you have to be very careful. There's a drive down the right field line, had a bit of pesky pull, but he pulled it.
Oh. He jumped on a breaking ball right there from Porcello, hooking it, and just fouled, just to the right of that foul pole.
What a way to start this game off. Hanging breaking ball, gets the barrel to it a little too quick, and I mean barely goes foul.
36 home runs for Kepler, 32 as the leadoff man. That's #1 in baseball. That's going to get him. He's been hit by the pitch.
Boy, he wasn't going to hang that one.
Kepler to take first.
Looked like a one-hopper, didn't it?
Yeah, it did hit him on a bounce, I believe.
Look at this. You don't see this every day.
Yep, bounce and off the knee.
So a quick base runner brings up Jorge Polanco, 305, 20 home runs. Minnesota coming in as the top run scoring team in Major League Baseball. 85 wins, 52 losses.
Hey, look at runs scored and you look at home runs, and the Twins and the Yankees right there up at the top.
And you would think the ballpark that they play in wouldn't play, you know, small for the most part, right?
We can get into the theory on that later.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's plainly evident to this point, and fouled away by Polanco. Our key matchup is presented by Sullivan Tire and Complete Auto Service. We're always here to get you there. Rick Porcello, last 6 times out against the Twins, he's been really good. 5-1, 2.97 ERA. He's had 2 really great outings this season. One was way back in April against Oakland, 8 innings, 2 hits. But on June 17 in Minnesota, 2-0 win, 7 innings, struck out 8, only 4 hits.
Made it look easy too.
Jerry, he had such great command. You and I had that game, and he threw anything he wanted.
Yeah, he had. It's one of the rare times I think that a pitcher goes out there and has command of all their pitches. You know, usually if you have a couple that's working for you, at least you can deal with that. He had everything working for him in that game against Minnesota.
Red Sox took 2 out of 3. The one game they lost went 17 innings. Pop foul, back out of play.
Sounds so simple as a pitcher, just, you know, fastball command is such a big deal. It's a big deal for anybody, especially Porcello. That game against Minnesota, he threw his fastball all over the place, you know, all the quadrants, as they say, and then you slip in all that off-speed stuff. Easier said than done.
Oh, that drops a quadrant on us here in the first
right
inning.
away.
It was early. Polanco's 7-game hitting streak has a base runner. Really crowds the plate. High fly to center field. That hangs up for Jackie Bradley, who's back in the starting lineup tonight. Runner will be held at first base, and 1 man out.
Boy, they take some good swings.
Yeah, they don't get cheated. And here's one guy coming to the plate now that really doesn't get cheated.
Nelson Cruz at 311 with 34 home runs. Another nice year for him. Picked up as a free agent signee. A lot of clubs could have had him. He's going to drive in 100 runs again. They made a lot of smart decisions with their roster and with their manager, Rocco Baldelli. Taking over as the new skipper. He's done a great job. He's getting raves.
Cruz, 39 years old, still doing it as good as ever.
And Rocco, product of Rhode Island.
First year's a charm, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, he used to coming to Fenway Park as a kid, of course. Very fond of Boston. Here comes the 1-0. And it'll be throw over to first base, but time granted before that.
They don't run very much.
They don't need to.
No.
It's a club that really doesn't have to do that because they got so much thump throughout the lineup. I mean, guys, the second hitter's got 20 home runs. He's on, you know, he's on first. Polanco's on, Polanco, who made it out, has 20 home runs.
Yeah, they've got 8 guys with 20 home runs.
I mean, it's amazing. You're writing down these stats this afternoon and you're going, oh my goodness.
These are what you call bridge masters.
Well, by the end of the season, they're going to be the all-time bridge masters.
Exactly.
As they are right now already. But I think a lot of people expected them to have an excellent offensive team. Maybe not this good. As powerful as the Twins have been, the 2-0. Right through it.
They got a scare from Cruz. What was that? A few weeks ago, his wrist. They thought he was done. It was like a miraculous recovery.
His 34 home runs, the most ever in a single season by a Twins DH. Chili Davis at 29 way back in '91.
So which way the wind's blowing. There's a gust every once in a while. I can feel it up here, but the flags are kind of still. Maybe blowing out a little bit to left.
It'll be a starlit night. 3-1 in tight, and he walked him. So he's hit a batter and he's walked a man. Not a good idea against this lineup, and that'll bring up Arise, second baseman, who's hitting .340, and they love his poise in the batter's box.
And here's a guy now hitting cleanup, right? That's got 3 home runs on the season, but they love the way he swings the bat.
You see the .340.
Well, he's got first and second, 1 man out. With Sano on deck, another home run threat.
Little peekaboo stance. Check that out. Almost like Rod Carew a little bit.
Yeah, that's what they were talking about. The Minnesota folks who we were talking to before the game said reminds them a little bit of Rod Carew.
Even a little bit reminding you of Mr. Carew is pretty good.
Yeah.
Me out, man.
That skips up there. Good block by Vasquez.
I wouldn't worry about that, Eck. He wore a lot of people out in his career. He may be the best hitter that I've ever seen.
And the best bunter.
And by far the best bunter I've ever seen.
Drop an 0-2 bunt on you.
Down the third base line.
Blueprint.
Yep.
What are you, 0-2?
0-2, I'm telling you.
It was incredible. You couldn't defense him. He was just impossible to defense.
Kepler on at second, Cruz on at first, an early threat here from Minnesota. And the guy usually makes contact at the plate. Not that time. 2-1.
That's what he's got to do too. Behind in the count. Ooh, that was a good changeup. Look at that thing. Little 3-finger job. The speed got him more than anything. Way off speed, looking for gas.
Porcello for the longest time was among the very best in getting that ground ball double play to get out of an inning like this. He fouls that one away. 2-2.
And he backs it up with a fastball in. That's what he's got to do. He's got to do everything right. Porcello got to pitch in, change speeds.
20 first inning runs in 27 starts this season. It's been a problem for Rick. Coming in with an ERA of 5.42.
I can't really think with him right now what he's going to do.
They'll step off, being real deliberate here with a couple of men on and 1 out.
Yeah, he's got something in mind, and it wasn't what Christian Vasquez had in mind.
That's what I mean. There's some brain cells working right now. And you got to get what you want.
Still at odds here. 2-2.
It's not an easy system. That's why you see pitchers go to the hat. You know, you got to know. There's a lot going on for pitchers now. It's not as easy as second sign. Let's go.
Just got a piece of it.
Boy, went down Broadway. It looked like it beat him on the velocity. This ball's right down the middle. Trying to throw upstairs. It's. Ooh.
Yeah, maybe another 3 or 4 inches upstairs, and he would have had the swing and miss on that, but just did foul tip it off.
Big Miguel Sano next. Left that one upstairs to run it to 3-2. He's walked a man and hit a batter.
Boy, he's just pitching. But careful is what he is.
Consequently, not throwing that many strikes. 19 pitches, only 9 strikes so far.
So unlike Porcello.
popped him up. Devers into foul ground, looking for room near the netting, but can't get to it.
Oh, that's an out. That is such an out as a pitcher. Oh,
yeah, just about every other ballpark is probably an out.
That was a good pitch too. Changeup, got him out front. He gets another chance. Look at this, back to the changeup, and it's really right there. I mean, it's outside corner. Fooled him.
No real estate.
Yeah, gets another chance. I hate that.
3-2 on Luis Arraez. Fouled away again. Pesky at bat.
Back-to-back changeups.
And the 9th pitch of this at bat coming up.
I mean, he's throwing changeups for strikes. He has to. Can't afford to throw a ball with it. He takes it. See if he tries to go something hard in.
Payoff pitch. And struck him out. Caught him looking. But he made a big pitch to fan him for the 2nd out.
Boy, he had to work for that, didn't he?
Well, that's what happens, you know, as a hitter. You start seeing so many soft pitches to the outside part of the plate, and then they come back inside, and it just completely freezes the hitter. That may have been a little bit high. A two-seam fastball. You see it move back into the strike zone. But the fact is as a hitter, you're thinking away, 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 and all of a sudden you're frozen inside.
The Amica Pitch Zone brought to you by Amica Insurance. Great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, and life insurance. And now Sano hitting just .235, but 26 home runs. 2 for 13 against Rick in his career. Swings at the first one and pops a foul. That one back toward the screen and onto the netting.
Well, it's tough to see right now. It's twilight at the beginning of the game. We're moving into September, and very difficult to see those pop-ups and fly balls right now. Take the eye off it, you may not see it again.
Now Porcello trying to continue to shut out Sano, who is 0 for 13 this season against Boston. First and second and 2 away. He went 0-2.
A half-hearted swing there. Tried to hold up halfway through the high fastball.
Yeah, it looks like he saw it good and then decided, you know, I'm going to take a half swing at this because it's not a strike.
Sano 0 for his last 16 overall. Porcello 0-2.
Sometimes you try to save some of your weapons for later on in the game, but when you get in trouble the first inning, you're throwing it all. I mean, let's go.
Hit the first man they faced. He walked the third man, but he's on the verge of getting out of this. One more big pitch.
Yeah, he's got that hook in his back pocket. You know, I think he called fastball up and he shook it off. He'd come in too.
1-2. Soft line drive, and that's going to drop down for a base hit. Kepler is in to score. Into second safely Cruz. So Porcello does not escape. The hit batsman comes on in. Sano with the RBI, and it is 1-0 Minnesota.
Well, he had that curveball in his back pocket, but he didn't throw him a good one. Sort of left it up.
Yeah, Sano not exactly crushing this ball. A little bit toward the end of the bat. Very soft line drive, as you can see, but good enough to drop in front of Benintendi. So Sano had a pretty good at bat right there. I mean, it was not exactly crushed, but very productive. No chance for Benintendi to throw home at all on that play.
And Porcello has worked hard this inning.
So far 26 pitches, not out of it yet. Here comes Jake Cave, the catcher or center fielder. 261.
You know better than anybody, these kind of lineups are just way out.
Oh yeah, you're just hoping that the end of this lineup doesn't stop though. This lineup, this is the kid he's got to get out. It goes right at him.
Red Sox have done that. His last 6 games against Boston, Cave is 2 for 21.
Well, he can continue to be a lamb right now.
2 on 2 out and a run home. Porcello lifetime 13-10 against the Twins. Here's his 29th pitch in the first inning. Pulled the string on that one.
Boy, he likes that changeup. That's his 7th changeup already.
Yeah, and that was probably the best one he's featured so far, I believe, down and moving down out of the strike zone.
The best one is not a strike, is what it is. You want it right there.
And a 1-2 to Cave. High fly ball right field. Mookie Betts racing back. On the track, he's there, and he has got it right in front of the bullpen to retire the side. They get 1. Toyota's official website for deals, buyatoyota.com. It'll go Betts, Devers, Bogarts. Then the red hot JD Martinez, followed by Andrew Benintendi, Mitch Moreland, Vasquez doing the catching, Brock Holtz at second, Jackie Bradley in center field. Against the right-hander Randy Dobnak, making his first major league start. He's been working out of their bullpen. 24-year-old out of South Park, Pennsylvania.
He is the sinkster. Nothing but sinking balls. A lot of ground balls.
Got a fascinating backstory too.
He's worked for about everybody in the country.
And done just about everything.
Yep.
Look at that. They even put up his Uber driver rating at 4.9.
You can make some iron doing that, whether you know it or not. Not big league iron, but make a living.
Well, he's been a tax consultant, an accounting clerk, a pizza delivery guy, and he stocked food at Foodland in Pittsburgh as well, among many other jobs.
This kid's a great story.
Yep. He's hung in there. A little pop up to the first baseman, and Cron will take that for the out. 1 away.
That is major kitchen.
Yeah, the Twins defense hasn't been great this year. 13th in the league, 96 errors. Miguel Sano at third base. Jorge Polanco, the shortstop. Luis Arraez at second, and C.J. Cron, the first baseman. Left to right, Lamonte Wade, Jake Cave, and Max Kepler, and Jason Castro doing the catching for Dobnak.
Rafael Devers, 321. He's hit 28 home runs, driven in 104.
I don't think I've ever seen Mookie Betts hit a ball like that. Ever. Huh, Jerry? That ball was so far in his kitchen.
Yeah. You know what? Guys don't see a lot of sinker ball pitches anymore.
No.
But I think this is a great matchup for Devers. I really do.
But look at this. This ball is running in on him, like fights it off.
Oh, you're right. This was past the stove, the fridge.
It was way in there.
Deep in that kitchen.
Yeah, right on the label of the bat.
I hate to laugh, but you know, you never see that from Mookie.
Not from him.
No.
Mookie had a really good trip. Devers tailed off a little bit for a while, then went 2 for 4 on Sunday in the finale. He's still leading the majors with 176 hits. Been stuck at 48 doubles for a little while.
That little curveball, huh? I thought it was more of a slider.
Yeah, I thought it was a slider.
See, he gets to the side of it. How could it go down? But it did. Ran out of gas.
Twins up 1-0. We're in the first inning. And laced foul. Bogarts on deck.
Tried that slider again, but that time away from Devers. First one was down and in. Second one away. He was supposed to be down and in. Ended up on the outside part of the plate or off the plate.
And got him. Struck him out. Foul tip to the mitt. 2 away.
Boy, had a little carry on that ball.
Yeah, surprisingly, sinker ball pitcher, 94 miles an hour with it. And that ball's off the plate. Foul tipped into the glove. Nice job by Castro to hold on to it.
Bogaerts to dig in at 312, 31 home runs. Driven in 103. Went over that 100 RBI mark for the second time in his career, second year in a row on the road trip. Really fine trip for the Sox. Went 6-2 out west. Needed to.
Boy, the couple home runs he hit in Colorado had that backspin on it. Huh? Amazing how the ball just carried. I know it's Colorado, but still.
Well, he has a 5-game hitting streak, and during the streak he's homered 4 times and he's doubled 4 times.
Well, you do add that with what JD Martinez has done. My goodness.
He's running to 3-0 on Xander with JD Martinez waiting on deck. As a pitcher, did you get distracted with the guy on deck?
What, the thumper on deck?
Thinking about him.
Yeah, a little bit.
He's gone to 3-0 on the man in front of him. Of course, that's not a good idea against Xander, who is taking all the way, and it's 3-1.
It's amazing what this kid's done this year. A-ball, AA, AAA, and here he is, Fenway Park. He looks like he's so unaffected by it.
Yeah, pretty loosey-goosey. He's going to miss, though, for ball 4. Now he has to face Martinez here in the first inning. Now JD coming back home as hot as can be, hitting .317, 34 home runs, making a run at 100 RBIs again. Was 14 for 31 on the road trip with 6 home runs and 18 runs batted in 8 games.
Yeah, you make a mistake to JD and he just lost it 6 times.
And Dominick's first one to him is a breaking ball. Time to see who's been driving the ball, presented by Toyo Tires. JD on that trip hit .452. Toyo Tires is the official tire of the Boston Red Sox, who are down 1-0 to Minnesota.
That fastball layer right down the heart of the plate, right down the middle of the plate, and foul back by JD. I think he'd love to have that one back again. That was more of a four-seam fastball that time.
I'd love to see how he holds that sinker. I think he holds it with the seams, not cross. Some guys throw cross seamers and they sink too.
2 out. Floated foul out of play.
I mean, you got to get a look at a guy. You don't know what he's got, his velocity, you know. It's a pitcher's advantage, really.
Yeah, nobody in this Red Sox lineup has seen him except now Betts, Devers, and Bogaerts.
JD 1 home run shy of 35 home runs. Would be the 9th Red Sox player to hit 35 or more in consecutive years. That list is something else. Ortiz, Ramirez, Fox, Yastrzemski, Williams, Rice. Cut on and missed. He put him away. 1 man left.
Connecticut Sun hosts the Dallas Wings at Mohegan Sun Arena. Don't miss tip-off tomorrow night at 7 on NESN+.
C.J. Cron, another home run guy, 24 of them this season, leading off against Porcello here in the second inning. As Minnesota has a 1-0 lead here in game 1. They are here for 3. Then the Yankees for 4. Off speed and rattled to third base. Devers was scooping fire. 1 out. Let's toss it down to Garen.
Thanks, OB. Michael Chavis was returned from his injury rehab assignment with Pawtucket today. However, he remains on the IL. Alex Cora said they were going to put him through some drills, and then hopefully they're aiming for this weekend to activate him. And Cora said it's really unfortunate because he'd been swinging the bat so well. Now, Chris Sale is on his way back to Boston. He'd been working out in Fort Myers while the team was on the road, and Bobby Dahlbeck is with the team. Now, guys, Cora was telling us that there were never any plans to call up Dahlbeck, but they wanted him to work on some things, and they feel it'll be beneficial for him to be around the guys. Obi?
Yeah, get a taste of the major leagues without having to get in there and swing at 97-mile-an-hour fastballs. Here's Castro, 237 with 12 home runs. He got a lot of power out of the catching spot.
Oh, they do, amazingly. He's got 12, Castro. Garver's got 26. That's 38 out of the catching spot. He's got pretty good numbers off Porcello, 5 for 13 with a bomb.
Lamont Wade Jr. on deck. And the righty's 0-2. Put it right past him at 92 to fan him. Second K in the book for Rick tonight.
Now that didn't take very long. Couple of breaking balls and a fastball to get the job done for Porcello. Right down the middle, 92 miles an hour.
Boy, that was easy.
Yeah, that really looked easy.
Now Wade Jr., left-hand hitter, appeared in only 4 games with the Twins this year. Missed a bunch of games with a thumb dislocation when he was at A-ball very early in the season. He's been battling that. Out of the University of Maryland.
They gave Rosario the day off, right? Rosario's having a great year himself. Who is it with this club?
Oh, yeah. 92 RBIs, 27 home runs for Rosario. And we saw him in spring training. Of course, we see a ton of the Twins. They meet often as they share Fort Myers, of course. So we get a long look at Minnesota. You could just tell that something was brewing with them, particularly when they signed Cruz as a free agent.
Yeah, you know, you're the first one to tell me about it, Dave. When we got to we were doing a game against the Twins, and I had not seen him yet. And you predicted a big offensive year from him, and you've got it.
3-1.
Yeah, you were chiming about the Twins from the get-go.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yep.
you know your game now.
I thought if they pitched at all,
yeah,
you know, they'd have a chance with Cleveland. The Indians are now all beat up. Popped up down the line. Benintendi giving chase. Hard run headed for that sidewall, but it's off into the seats.
That's, I think, is their problem pitching wise. Do they have enough? I mean, they may get in the playoffs. I don't know what kind of run they can make.
You know, they say that the guy who's really chucking it for them right now is Pineda.
I know, isn't that something?
Former Yankee.
We're going to see what Berrios tomorrow.
he's the ace of the staff.
But he's scuffled, they've said.
Recently, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, he's 11-7. He has to take on Eddie Rodriguez, though, who is 16-5 with a 397. And the 3-2. He walked him. So he walks the number 9 man and has to face Kepler now.
Get expert emergency care at the Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center First Aid Station, located behind Section 12 on the lower concourse. BIDMC is part of the Beth Israel Leahy Health. Visit BIDMC.org.
Kepler hit by a pitch on a pitch that bounced. Got him on the leg in the first inning. 26-year-old, born in Germany, the son of 2 ballet dancers. And looks at a strike.
I'm the son of 1 ballet dancer.
They used to dance, right, Jerry?
Oh yeah,
yeah. Oh, I would love to see that.
Tap dance in action.
Oh, just the thought of the shoes.
I love it.
0-1 is up high, 1 ball and 1 strike. Could you really tap? Could you really?
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I can still do a few things.
A little soft shoe
before I collapse.
Don't, whatever you do, don't overdo it.
No, I'm trying not to overdo anything.
I'd kind of like to see it though. Maybe at the Christmas party, the staff Christmas party.
Patent leather, black shoes, tapping away
with the taps on them. Yeah.
I love it.
Get black pants, black jacket.
Having some tights. You gotta have,
Oh yeah, really, yeah. You know, little Fred Astaire stuff.
I would pay to see that. I mean,
I could do the dancing in the rain thing.
Can you?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, talk about hidden talents, man.
Was it Gene Kelly, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he was nothing compared to me.
2-1. Chop foul. I would pay cash money, and I mean.
Well, if the price is right, I mean, I'll be up there in this inning.
Heck about all that flying, you know. You hop right up there and get to work.
Exactly.
Jerry with a courageous effort to go across the country to help us out with the series against the Angels in Anaheim, which was not on his original schedule.
Johnny Nesson, that's who he is.
Johnny Nesson. 2-2. Bounded foul.
I actually don't know what time zone I'm in now. You know, by the time I got there, I'm waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning when you get there, right? So then after a couple of days, you start getting used to the California time.
Yeah.
Then you come back here, and it's like, you know, it's totally different. You're in kind of a fog.
It's a killer.
But did I sleep last night? I got hours and hours of good sleep.
Yeah. You have to do that too. You got to catch up at some point.
Yeah.
But it takes a little while. The older you get, too. Popped up. And a play for Rafael Devers. A couple of steps onto the outfield grass. He's got it. And Rick Porcello, despite the walk, does not give way. Dahlbeck not being activated, but a heck of a year at the minor league level. That'll skip off a Cron at first base and down the line, and it'll go off into the stands. So that's going to be 2 for Benintendi, and quickly into scoring position. He ripped it.
Yeah, that's going to be a base hit for Benintendi, a double. That ball was rocketed down the first base. Fastball that's inside, and he top spins it. One of those top spin bounces that's going to go right up over the glove of Cron. Right there, hits him right on the, almost on the wrist, and then deflects into the stand. So the leadoff double for Benintendi. Don't even think about giving him an error on that.
No, that was crushed. 39 doubles for Andrew brings up Mitch Moreland. New pitcher out here, Lewis Thorpe, the left-hander from Melbourne, Australia. Faced the Red Sox once this season. So it takes over for Dobnak, who went only 1 inning.
Oh, this is their bullpen game tonight. You see it all the time. It's a nightly occurrence. They've got 14 guys in the bullpen.
This guy was warming up at the same time as a starting pitcher tonight, except he was not on the mound in the bullpen. He was in the outfield grass throwing.
Tampa Bay really started something, didn't they?
Did they ever? Well, this is September call-up. You're going to see it anyway, and it's a nightmare, really, that roster stuff.
Vasquez on deck. Red Sox trying to get even right here, and that'll be in for a strike on Mitch, hitting 244.
I'm sorry, David. As a former player, I should be all for the 40-man roster, but I'm not. I don't like the idea of the 40-man roster at the last month of the season. I'll be glad next year when it goes to what, 28?
That's correct. Yeah. Difference next year coming as far as September call-ups. I think many applaud that change, just as you do, Jerry. He was out in front. He swings and misses. Down he goes. So Moreland strikes out, 1 away.
Well, you saw everything from him. Change-up, fastball, slider, and then the curveball got him. Took something off.
That's
down
a good
and away. Good pitch.
Good breaking ball. Had good downward action on it, and also going away from Moreland.
Vasquez, 274 hitter, 19 home runs. He had a chilly trip, 5 for 34 with 1 home run, and he's 0 for his last 14.
He was out in the field early this afternoon, taking some extra hitting, trying to drive the ball to the opposite field most of his extra batting practice. See if he gets some results tonight.
0-2.
Took a shot there.
Yeah, he did.
Christian's played a lot this season, a career high 118 games.
Let the ball travel a little too far, traveling too far in, a little late.
Yeah, trying to use that bottom hand, going down to the baseball and put the ball on a line.
Benintendi in scoring position. And a 2-strike pitch from Thorpe. Red Sox 11-4 in their last 15. One thing the Red Sox have done really well during that stretch is play defense. Haven't made many errors at all over that span of games, just 9 errors.
Yeah, they were hanging around about 8th, 9th in the league for a lot of the year. They're up to 5th as far as defense goes in the American League.
1-2.
That's a good swing right there too. Fouled it off.
Pitch he should have handled. You get pitches and at bats to do something with. That ball just spun.
Take a look at the play.
Wow.
With the little one.
Oh my goodness.
Holding the baby in a left-handed play.
Look at what Daddy did.
This game's easy.
Right to the phone.
Yes. 1-2 pitch lunging and a fly ball to right field and playable. Kepler moving over. So is Cave. He'll make the play. Benintendi tagging up and he's scampering into third, stopping there with 2 down. And we'll send up Brock Holt trying to bring in this run.
2020 season tickets are on sale now. Season ticket plans provide fans with the best seat locations, price, and benefits, such as early entry into Fenway Park and much more. Season ticket plans start at 10 games. For more info, call 877-RED SOX 9 or visit redsox.com/season tickets.
Brock steps in hitting .321. They put Arise, the second baseman, in shallow right field.
You ever see that for Brock? Out in right field like that?
Seeing the shift on him, but not that deep at second base. I would be a little bit nervous because Holt's not a speedster, but he can get down the line a little bit.
That's a first. I've never seen them play him like that. He's hitting 300 off left-handers, which is surprising too.
He hits it toward that chip. Cut off though. Polanco's up and gunning and got him at first base. It's an outstanding play there, and that saved a run. 1 man left.
News with free text alerts from NESN, from breaking news to in-game alerts, with links to watch the Sox on NESN Go app on any device. To sign up, text Red Sox to 536-536. The alerts will be sponsored and include sponsored links. Message and data rates may apply.
Twins up 1-0 as we go to the 3rd inning, and delighted to have our old friend Frank Carpano with us from Providence. And we're talking about Rocco, and a son of New England, a guy who came to plenty of games here as a kid.
Sure.
And you're covering a guy who's now a very successful major league manager like that.
Right, in his first year as the youngest manager in Major League Baseball right now.
Line shot into right field by Polanco. He is quickly on with a base hit.
Well, we started covering him when he was in high school at Bishop Hendricken High School, and probably even before, as far back as my memory can remember. But he was always the star of his team, and he was one of those guys who didn't play baseball 12 months out of the year. He was somebody who played volleyball, he played basketball, and he did indoor track. And when you talk about kids nowadays and how they concentrate on one sport, I mean, he did it the right way growing up.
A terrific family, a great all-around athlete, of course. A career at the major league level as a player cut short, but really had an outstanding run there with the Tampa Bay Rays, and eventually played for the Red Sox as well. When you talk about this guy, though, and who came here as a kid, watched games, his family came here, it's a really cool story.
It really is, and for him to realize the dream of playing here as an opposing player and also as a member of the Boston Red Sox. I asked him earlier today, you know, if he had circled this date on the calendar, and he said, I most certainly did. Any chance to come back to Fenway in any capacity is always a special time for him.
Well, he's done a great job with this ball club.
He has. I mean, you know, you talk about a dream season for a first-time manager. You know, he's certainly living that this year.
Well, he had the right guy around, right? Joe Madden is probably, he got a lot of that from him. There's a lot of guys running around, but Cash is doing a great job in Tampa too.
Yeah, they're all disciples of Joe Madden, and you know, I was talking to Frank earlier down on the field, and I think one of the things the Twins did is they really changed their whole philosophy of the organization. They went more to analytics and stuff that they hadn't done in the past, and I think that really helps a first-time manager.
And what about the fact that it's a new face and a new voice in the clubhouse? I mean, we've seen that here with the Red Sox when Cora took over last year, winning a World Series championship. Who knows what's ahead for the Twins, but I got to believe that the players have responded to Rocco because he is a new voice in the clubhouse.
Heard that a lot, and they needed that. And they needed the way he came after it too, which was very much a new age kind of manager speak, and they reacted to him so positively in spring training. And the timing was very, very good as Cruz goes hacking and he comes up empty. He strikes out, one away. Not a guy I necessarily thought of. Maybe you did, Frank, when he was playing. Some guys you pick out and you say, Alex Cora, for example, he's going to be a major league manager. Everybody said it when he was playing here with the Red Sox.
Right.
Rocco, I wasn't sure about.
Not so much. You know, and he was asked that question as well today. And he didn't see it in his future back when he first started as a major league player, or even in professional baseball. Drafted 6th overall in the first round by the Tampa Bay Rays. So unfortunately, his playing career did not realize its potential because of injuries. But here we are seeing him in another phase of his career.
Luis Arraez 0 for 1, caught looking on a third strike. In Providence, how you're reporting on the Red Sox season last year was just incredible. So many things went well. It was a hard working, talented team. 119 wins, stayed away from injuries. Been a very different season.
Yeah, it really is, and almost right out of the gate, the way that things went in spring training, it looked like they were easing into the season, and unfortunately, I think it steamrolled in the wrong way for them, and they've been battling back ever since. So they do have a chance, though, right, Dave? I mean, Jerry said so earlier tonight that the Red Sox have a chance. This week could be crucial, right, with the 7 games that they've got?
I said they have a chance if things go well this week.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, things have to go well this week against 2 very, very tough teams.
Twins and then the Yankees, the 2-0. That one hammered toward the wall, racing back Benintendi. He'll play it off to 10. Heading into third, Polanco down to second is Arraez. He'll scamper in there on his feet. Did not slide, but he has a double, and they're on at second and third.
Yeah, Benintendi tried to deke Polanco, made him stop at second base, but the ball off the wall, he got the third anyway.
Yeah, he did deke him out there. There's no question. You see him put the glove up right there, and it did stop him at second base, but then he took a peek at him and said, well, I have no chance at third anyway, so I'll go to second base, and they do have the second and third situation with 1 out. So there's that Arraez guy hitting out of the 4th spot going against a 10.
I think he got another changeup. He's throwing him a lot of changeup. 2-0 changeup. He nails it off the wall.
Now Sano, who singled in a run in the first inning, didn't hit it very hard, but got enough wood on it to knock a single into left field and pick up the RBI, and now he can grab a couple of more. Porcello able to hold in that first inning for the most part, just 1 run. He stranded a couple of men, walked a man in the second. Nothing came of that, but now some trouble. With only 1 man out. Sano has been one of their hotter hitters here in recent weeks. Ball 1.
So even if the Red Sox do well over these next 7 games against division leaders, they still need some help, don't you think?
Oh, I absolutely think so. I think even if the Red Sox do play great for the rest of the month, somebody else has got a trip. Cleveland or somebody has to get into span of games where they're not playing great and they get knocked off. If the Red Sox are going to catch somebody.
The problem is not 1 team. You know, that's the problem. There's 2.
Right.
There you see it.
There's the wild card snapshot.
A lot of things have to go right, like incredibly right. the last few weeks here, you know, for the Red Sox getting in the postseason. But the road trip helped. There's no question about that. That could have been a disaster. You know, you go out there and you play the West Coast and you don't play well again like the first time through, but they did.
Yeah, over that span, effectively, the Red Sox gained a full game in the wild card race over that 6-2 run on the West Coast.
The Red Sox have had their problems with teams over 500. It's a problem.
Trouble at home, too.
Yes, at home.
In there to make it 2-2.
That late strike call. Boy, he's looking for a punch out.
He might get it against Sano. You know, Sano is going down 129 times, so 130 would look nice right now. About now,
hung him a breaking ball last time, trying to punch him out.
Polanco at third, Arise at second. 1-0 Twins, and a 2-2. He got him. He struck him out, and a big K in the book there for out number 2.
And goes upstairs with the fastball that time. It looked like to pick up the strikeout, and it's always good when you got one of those guys at the plate. You know, a guy can take it deep and really hurt you, but also when 2 men in scoring position, he's a big strikeout guy too, and that helps if you can make the proper pitches, and he did that time. Before we get 3 outs, I want to ask you, Frank, what about PC basketball this year? I got a grandson in Providence. I want to know. I want to know.
He's at PC.
Yeah, I want to know.
They're going to be better this year. They lacked a true point guard last year, and they've got a kid who transferred in from UMass, and I think he's going to be a great addition to the team at Cooley's squad this year.
Okay,
you know, we got to see another side of Dave O'Brien this past winter when he visited us at the Dunkin' Donuts Center calling some PC games.
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Frank and I got to hang out a little bit, and Ed is just one of the great guys. And by the way, a huge fan of both of you two. Remdog and Dennis watches tons of Red Sox.
Is that right?
Loves the Sox, and gets to Fenway Park every now and again, and loves being here. But that's how he unwinds a little bit in the off season.
I know we've seen you down there before, Jerry. We see you again this winter.
Yeah, probably so. Probably so. If my grandson lets me go.
Second and third for Cave, who flied out to right his first time up, and again. Porcello with that pitch count up there to 63, trying to hold in the third.
There's 2 big runs out there right now. I know it's early in the ball game, but
he's had trouble with 2 outs, putting teams away all year long.
High fly, center field deep. Jackie Bradley back at the wall, looking up, and it's off the wall. 2 runs are in. Cave's rounding second. He's on his way to third, and he will stop there.
Boy, Cave put a charge into that ball. That ball just barely, almost got out of here last time up. He took Mookie Betts to the right field wall. This time he hits the center field wall.
Yeah, the way Mookie was going back on that, I thought maybe he had a chance, and then right at the last minute, he turns around to play it off the wall. Yeah, but you're right, you know, off contact. It looked like it was going to be a home run, but then when I looked at Mookie, I said maybe.
Yeah, he was doing that thing like he had it.
Yeah.
And he didn't. That ball's 3/4 the way off the wall. This Cave kid, we talked about him being 2 for what, 20 coming in off of us, and I tell you what, he's put 2 good swings on the ball.
Boy, that was inches from getting out.
I mean, this ball, look at that ball. I don't know how, I couldn't tell how close that was, but he had a beautiful swing. That might be a foot.
Yeah, if that.
Once again, Porcello having trouble with 2 outs putting teams away, especially left-handed hitters.
And early inning problems has been his undoing this year as well.
Yeah, you put those together, your ERA is 5.42 coming into the ballgame. And he is down 3-0. C.J. Cron is 0 for 1. He'll pop it up. And Xander Bogaerts there to make the catch. Frank, always great to see you. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Frank Carpano, 3-0 Minnesota. A message per.
I don't know about you, Eck, but I think that when you get into a playoff, if you're good enough to get into a playoff, I think more than 1 game should be played.
It should be 2 out of 3.
2 out of 3.
Yeah, I agree.
I'd make that 3 because, you know, baseball playoffs are about series, not a single game.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's some excitement, though, in that one game.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Some anxiety. Jackie Bradley to start the third. Red Sox with work to do. They're down 3-0. Jackie had an unusual trip in that he did not start any of those 3 games in Anaheim.
but boy, did he hit a home run in Colorado.
Yeah, that solo shot in Colorado Tuesday went 478. 7th longest in the majors this season. Red Sox won both of those games. And a lefty with a 2-2. Fouled off.
We haven't seen that happen, though. Him sit down against left-handers for that long a period of time. You haven't seen that happen that much.
No.
And got into a couple of the games as a defensive replacement once as a pinch hitter, but yeah, that was a long sit.
Now JD was so hot, you know, they wanted him obviously in there.
Strikes out, 1 away. And get your tickets to an upcoming Sox game. Save big with Ace Tickets. Save up to 65% on tickets for the Yankee series this weekend. Tickets for tomorrow and Thursday are only $9. Ace has the best seats at the lowest prices to all your favorite events. Visit aceticket.com. Now Mookie's 0 for 1. He's popped up to first.
See their defense against Mookie, obviously playing him to pull. Left fielder in left center. Kind of a weird alignment. See that a lot in Fenway Park, though, don't you? Teams come in here.
Yeah, they do.
Let you have the left field line.
A lot of teams do that now. It's just become very vogue in the last couple of seasons. Just let you have the corner because it's going. The worst that's going to happen is going to be a double.
Mm-hmm.
Hot shot, but in the shift, Arise, the second baseman, throws him out. 2 away. But man, you talk about some wins up here on the broadcast level here tonight among great pitchers. Start with John Smoltz. There are 213 of them. Of course, he is in a Hall of Fame. Our partner Dennis Eckersley, 197 wins. He's in a Hall of Fame. Those 2 guys, Cott and Blyleven. Blyleven 287. Cott 283. Probably should be in the Hall of Fame.
Should. Absolutely. How many? 16 Golden Gloves, Jim Cott, wasn't it?
Yeah.
A lot.
So you add them all up, all you guys, 980 major league wins sitting up here. Almost 1,000 wins. Not to mention 561 saves.
Yeah, I saw them before the game earlier. They're all talking Smoltz along with these 2. And I came walking out and said, hey, we got a lot of wins sitting around here. I said, and I looked, I had a double take on who was standing there.
Fouled off by Rafi Devers. He struck out first time up. Now, we'll also add collectively you guys lost 813 games.
Forget about that.
813, but 980 wins. That's over 16,000 collective innings by that group of pitchers.
I faced Eck. I faced Blyleven, and I faced Jim Cott.
How was he pitching then? Was he doing that quick pitch stuff?
He was doing the quick pitch stuff.
Right.
Yeah, he'd get the ball, run, sprint back to the rubber, and was ready to pitch.
Talk about quick game. I mean,
yeah, and you know, you didn't step out very much in those days. You know, and you tried to slow him up, but it was impossible. You just stare at you.
That's in there for strike 3. Side retired. Red Sox go quickly.
To learn.com/CSR.
Boy, is that read well handled by a New Englander of the Year for 2019.
Yeah,
Jerry Remy, congratulations.
Thank you very, very much.
What a nice honor.
Very nice honor. Stunned.
Speech. You gotta make it speech.
Speech. I'll bet there is a speech.
That's all I think of, speech.
Yeah, I think it's a 5-minute thing. That's all.
Okay.
You can handle 5 minutes.
I found out about 3 weeks ago. I guess they made it public today, but yeah, I've been selected as one of 4 New Englanders of the year. It's going to be October I believe 21st at the Seaport Convention Center. Kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm pretty proud of it.
Yeah, good for you.
Congrats,
Yeah,
man.
thanks.
Very well deserved.
God knows you've been doing it forever.
Yeah, I think probably a lot goes into it. Probably doing this for a long time, and being from New England, and the fact that I've gone through some struggles, you know, physically and emotionally, and I think there's a lot that goes into it. But that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it
I
is
mean,
cool.
you know,
awesome.
who'd have thought it could in Fall River? You know.
Yeah. You've done okay.
Maybe I can get a special license plate that puts me in any state.
Well, that one skips up high. Bogarts has to hustle. Not going to get him.
Wow, was that off his shoe?
Castro's safe at first.
This ball went skying off of his foot, I believe.
Ooh. Came a fly ball.
Yeah, it did.
Base hit for Castro to begin the fourth inning. 3-0 Minnesota.
I think they got to check Porcello. Porcello saying, no, I'm
Waving him
okay. And this, you know, I'm coming out.
I mean, if your foot's fine, this drives you crazy. Like, I'm fine.
Yeah, I told you I was fine.
Yes.
But they're always err on the other side of caution.
You guys are always going to say you're fine. You want to stay in the game.
I mean, if you got waffled, you wouldn't be saying you're fine. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I
To
mean,
get you.
if you're bent over in pain, it's one
Yeah.
thing, but he was waiting him up.
Sometimes you like it to come out for a few minutes.
Yeah,
And
true.
just give you a little blow, you know.
Can't do that. He stays in. Wade will be the batter. He drew a walk in the second inning.
He's just mad he gave up a hit is where he's at.
Can we come to the ceremony, by the way? Would be
Absolutely. I'd love to have you there.
just to sit in the crowd and watch your speech. A fly ball into right. Oki comes in a bit for the catch. One away.
Actually, when they contacted me about it, they told me it was at the Seaport Convention Center, and they said this last year they had a crowd of about 1,700 people there for it. So,
Boy.
and when I first heard about it, I thought, what was it for? Like Burger King Man of the Year or something? I had no idea, you know. And I saw Dr. Larry Ronan. He said, no, this is really a big deal. So I said, wow, I'm shocked, you know. So I guess they made the announcement after Labor Day, and
Yeah.
here we go.
It's awesome. New Englander of the Year, Jerry Remy. As Kepler steps in, he's been hit by a pitch and scored. He's also popped up to third.
This guy scares me, this kid. He's just, ball jumps off his bat.
He's really rounded into a big time star this year for the Twins. 36 homers, he's driven in 90. Most of that time as a leadoff man. You and I were talking about this the other day and how the role of the leadoff man
Completely
changed so much. And how about this guy?
Completely changed. I mean, I used to look up at the scoreboard as a leadoff hitter. You know how they put your numbers up there? There was always a blank near the home run list. This guy's got 36 of them. Leadoff man.
So one way to look at it, he's hit more home runs than any member of the Red Sox to this point. Young right fielder. It's a high fly ball down the line. Holt moving over, looking for room near the tarp, and can't get to it.
Oh, that's an out too. That's an out in a lot of ballparks. Catch an all-new Bruins Academy Thursday night at 5 on NESN. We take some off-season visits from Patrice Bergeron, Zdeno Chara, and Tuukka Rask in their home countries. Plus, we get the scoop on brand new Bruins Academy Kids Club.
One on, one out. Twins with a 3-0 lead. They are the top run scoring team in Major League Baseball. Little floater foul.
That's a pitch that actually jammed him right there. That fastball up and in.
He wasn't trying to throw it there, I don't think.
No, it was a mistake, it looked like, but it's about the worst swing you've seen him take.
Setting up outside, you see Vasquez, right?
Yeah, a little
slider
cutter.
up and in. I mean, what is that? Cutter?
Looks like a cut fastball, yeah. The rotation on it.
Red Sox do have activity in the bullpen. And here's one number I think puts the Red Sox season, it's Marcus Walden getting going, in its proper context. The Red Sox are 51-17 when the starting pitcher goes 5 or more innings, allowing 3 earned runs or less.
Not even a quality start.
Not even a quality start, and the Red Sox win 75% of their games. And it reminds you how reliant the Red Sox were coming into the season on quality starting pitching. And it just hasn't happened the way it needed to happen.
I mean, they talk about the bullpen not being good this year, and the blown saves and what have you. But to me, it's been the starting pitching. I mean, compared to last year, I mean, it's like night and day. And behind closed doors, Cora would tell you that too.
Castro at first base, and a 1-2 to Kepler. Buried that one over the inside corner, made a big pitch to strike him out, so 2 gone.
The old two-seam fastball that he had him set up for, froze him. See it come back just a hair. That's a pair of shoes right there for Kepler.
I was speaking of a pair of shoes. I was at a function last week before I went to California. It was in Connecticut. Great function. And one of the questions from the audience was, do you understand everything X says? And I said, you know, for the most part, I do. I said, because I played with him.
Yeah.
I said, but he got me on a pair of shoes. I said, I had never heard of him say a pair of shoes before. And it took me, I didn't want to ask you what it was. I want to try to figure it out.
Right.
I finally got it.
Does it make any sense?
Yeah, it does. It does make sense. When a guy's standing there who doesn't swing, he's a pair of shoes. But I hadn't heard that one before, and I finally got to figure it out. And, you know, so that's what I told the audience. But I said the other stuff I get because I heard that.
Yeah.
You know,
it's pretty simple, isn't it? After a while.
Chopper and backhand. It's a fair ball for the out at first base. 1 man left. Boston standing by with a special guest.
Thanks, Obi. We are here with Chris Ravis from William Ravis Real Estate, the official real estate company of the Boston Red Sox. Chris, tell us a little bit about William Ravis and the partnership with the Red Sox.
Well, we started our partnership last year, and I can tell you, maybe it was contributed to the outstanding year everybody had last year. We certainly did as a company. We've been in Boston now for almost 15 years, and this partnership has been a big one for us.
And I know you've talked a lot about culture. Why is that so important in a real estate company, and how does that help you guys sell homes?
One of the things that we really focus on are we have 4,000 agents in the company. And it's our agents who really are responsible for servicing the clients and the people buying and selling homes. And we feel like if we can empower the agents and we can grow together with them, then everything else follows. Partnerships like the Red Sox, it's a tremendous opportunity for us to become and get really local, so that, you know, to really dig into every community is important to us, and having people that reflect, you know, those standards, it's everything.
Yeah, so important for everyone here in New England. Chris, thanks for the time. OB, we'll go ahead and send it back to you.
Okay, Garen, Chris, thank you very much. Red Sox work to do. They're down 3-0. They've been out hit 5-1. And Thorpe about to pitch into his third inning. He'll get Bogarts, Martinez, Benintendi. Twins got a run in the first, 2 more in the third inning.
Well, it's time to get something rolling with this part of the offense up right now. Red Sox been stagnant, 1 hit in the ball game. Got to change momentum in this game a little bit.
Xander Bogaerts and Rafael Devers leading the majors with 48 doubles apiece. There have only been 8 50 double seasons in Red Sox history, never 2 in the same season. Devers would be the youngest Sox player to reach that mark. And Xander right there with him with 48.
Well, you see all the signs that Minnesota Castro's giving behind the plate. Nobody on. Everybody's paranoid in this game.
Yeah, they really are.
See, he won't give a sign. He touches everything. It's all touches. Oh, there's a little pinky. Boy, call the ball. I got to have that.
If I'm guessing right, I got all the signs he touches with the protector you know, what sign he's going to put down, I guess.
What was that?
I don't know. Fastball again.
It's like, give it to me.
But there was no pinky.
No pinky. This Rayburn's got a late strike call. Takes a while to get out of there.
3-1. Fouled away. I'm not a big fan of that.
I don't like it at all.
Even as a pitcher, you didn't like it?
No. I would have yelled at you already. Then all of a sudden you call it a strike. And never mind. You know what I mean?
Never mind.
McClellan was the worst.
Oh, Tim McClellan.
Yeah, he's the worst.
Took him
He's a
24
good
hours.
umpire. Good umpire.
Really good umpire. Fine ball and strike umpire. Little flare into right field. And Arise still going back out. He'll make the play. One gone.
The thing about McCullen was, as a hitter, you could hear him. You couldn't hear him in the mound.
Right.
But as a hitter, you knew, and then everybody else knew after that.
But if you wait too long, I will bark like, hey,
I got to know
right now.
Well, you said everybody else found out, but we found out after the evening news. It was like it took forever before he made the call.
Well,
For a broadcaster, it's horrible.
Broadcaster had to be difficult.
Yeah.
Really tough.
Especially on radio, because TV, you can see it.
Right.
But radio, you got to make your own decisions there.
Oh, yeah. On radio, my counts were always different from Tim McClellan's. Because he took so long.
He
Martinez.
messes with your pace.
He does. Yep. JD looking to get on here in the fourth inning. 3-0 Twins. They have come to town in search of their 86th win. They have a 5.5 game lead in their division, the Central, over Cleveland. Well, there's a lot of appreciation in their clubhouse for the personality of Rocco Baldelli. Super competitive, but he's got a lot of Joe Madden in him. Joe was one of the first managers that I can remember who told his guys, if we've had a couple of long nights, I just want you showing up at 4 o'clock. There's no batting practice. Go out there and play.
Yeah, Red Sox do that a lot under Cora now too.
Popped and twisting back off into the stands.
What I remember about Joe Madden was how they dress up in themes, whatever the theme was, which I always thought was kind of hokey. I mean, I don't know if I would have loved it.
Yeah.
If I was a player, I go along with what everybody else wants to do, but I mean, it's a new age kind of thing. They dress up on the planes or whatever.
Yeah, Red Sox do it occasionally now. Certain themes. If they go into Florida, they might put on some shorts and stuff like that. But he brought a lot of different stuff into the game. That's for sure.
2-2 hammered foul.
Trying to keep the players loose.
You got to be a player's manager in today's game. You have to be. Those old-time club managers.
Don Zimmer, man, he was old school, wasn't he?
They would not survive in today's game. Couldn't.
Madden did things like bringing magicians into the clubhouse. A pop-up once again, and it's Chrome there in short right for the second out.
Tonight after Red Sox coverage on NESN Sports Today, get the latest on the Patriots as they prepare for the start of the regular season. NESN Sports Today is presented by People's United Bank, where the technology is as helpful as the people.
Well, Benintendi ripped a shot off the glove of Cron, the first baseman. That skipped into the stands for a double in the second inning, but the Red Sox only have that hit so far tonight. Oh, 2.
That's a good slider.
Yeah, pretty good breaking stuff from this kid. Doesn't throw real hard, 92, right? This slider is in a good spot. Perfect spot.
And he went fishing and he strikes out. Red Sox go in order. Prevent defense. Rafael Devers, Xander Bogaerts, what they have done fielding wise. Red Sox as a team, that is an area they've really excelled in recent weeks. But down tonight 3-0 going to the 5th inning. Rick Porcello back on the hill. And it's Cruz, Arise, and Sano. Yankees have a big lead 8-0 over Texas. They're in the 6th inning. They're getting Edwin Encarnacion back. Deep drive center field. That's a shot. Way back there. It is gone. Cruz with number 35. But a top home run hitting team all time in any season, and it is 4-0.
Starting off with a curveball, then he went to the slider and just left it belt high and fence high basically, and Cruz did not miss it.
Cruz is the type of guy that can take it out of any part of the ballpark. Center field, left field, right field,
extension, bridge.
Look at that, very little stride, you know. A lot of upper body stuff with his swing.
You can't get away with that stuff up there.
Now the first one of those tonight, 4-0. Sends up Arise, who had a double in the 3rd inning. He's 1 for 2. 6-game hitting streak for Cruz, who remains a very dangerous guy in his late 30s.
I was going to say short leash here for Porcello. You know, you talk about urgency every game. You can't let a guy give up too much, and we're already getting up 4.
Sano on deck. Taylor going in the pen. Josh, who started one inning the other day in Anaheim.
Yeah, he was a Red Sox opener in Anaheim.
Flared on the left field line, foul. So here in the 5th, the Red Sox are in trouble. And the Twins have connected for their first home run, 35 for Nelson Cruz.
Back to the changeup there again. He hit a double off that changeup off the left field wall. Shook off a couple pitches to get to that changeup there. Punched him out of that fastball in first time up. See if he tries that again.
Into right, closing on a Mookie Betts. He'll dive down, but he can't make the play. So it's in for a base hit for Arise, his 2nd of the ball game.
Yeah, he tried to go in there again with that fastball. He kind of fought it off. You're hoping Mookie can make the catch. You get so used to Mookie making these plays. He got there on the dive, hit the ground, couldn't put it in the web.
Yeah, bounced right before it got to the glove.
Yeah, you expect him to catch everything.
And when you watch the Red Sox outfield, you're always kind of shocked when something does drop in.
Spinning around Sano, he's got an RBI single. He's also struck out.
Yeah, I threw him 3 fastballs by him last time up. Porcello's not long for this game.
I think you're both right about, balls that fall in the Red Sox outfield. Such a superb outfield. Benintendi, Bradley, and Betts. More have fallen in this year than last year. And you've been shocked more often this year. Porcello's pitching line brought to you by Ace Ticket. Not to say they're having a bad year. It's just a reminder of how spectacular they were a season ago. As Brian Johnson is also up. Another deep drive, center field. Forget about this one. That is way back there. Oh my! That is up there, almost totally out of Fenway Park. In that section of the ballpark, that is almost never done. Up there in that camera well in center field.
Oh, almost hit the scoreboard.
That is a monster shot. 452. And here comes the manager.
I guess so.
Well, Sano gets the fastball this time. They struck him out on a fastball last time. Not this time. And this is up where the television cameras are, in that area.
Oof.
Yeah, that reminds me of one that Bo Jackson hit here at Fenway Park. I think it might have been off oil can.
Well, we'll take the break on that note. Sano, number 27, 6-0 Minnesota. Is the pain reliever the Red Sox use to feel no limits. And by your local New England Ford dealers. Well, Twins have opened it up. You knew eventually at some point they were going to start to unload with those big home run hitters, and have done it in this inning. Cruz and then Sano with a blast.
Boy, they just stun you what they do.
So Rick Porcello throws 91 pitches. That was a labor. 4+ to not get it out in this inning. 6 earned runs. And what has been a very difficult season for the right-hander brings up Josh Taylor to face Jack Cave. Cave 265 with 7 home runs. And he'll ground that one weakly. Bogaerts to the other side will zip it on to get Cave for the first out of the inning.
Don't miss WB Mason extra innings live right after the game. TC Jim and Wake will break down the game, and you'll hear from Rick Porcello and Alex Cora. Who but WB Mason?
Jake Cave with the out brings up Cron, who's 0 for 2. We're talking about Encarnacion returning for the Yankees pretty much just in time for them to visit Fenway for the 4 games coming up. And
forgot all about him.
Yeah, it's easy to do that. I mean, they've had 17 players on the IL this season.
Stanton's going to be coming off at some point, right? And then you think about the pitching wise, Severino they talked about coming back. I don't know about Betances.
Encarnacion, remember, had that wrist fractured in a game against the Red Sox.
Who hit him? You remember? Might have been Josh Taylor.
Might have been Taylor.
Not sure.
I'm checking on that. But yeah, it was on August 3rd at Yankee Stadium. He's been out since then. Missed 30 games. So they're getting healthier. Well, Fenway has gotten real quiet here with a 6-0 deficit in game 1. You knew the Twins are going to be a handful the way they score runs. If they get any pitching, he's going to get drilled by that pitch.
Ooh.
Cron gets hit. That's their second hit batsman tonight.
That one was up close too.
Yeah, that's not good right there. That ball's up shoulder high, right?
Yeah, right off the left shoulder of Cron, and out will come Cora.
By the way, it was Josh Smith who hit Encarnacion a pitch.
I knew it was a Josh.
It was a Josh. This Josh is coming out. So another left-hander, Brian Johnson, coming on. We'll take the break. Here in the 5th inning, it is 6-0 Minnesota. For Chicago. It is 6-0 Minnesota here tonight as they bat with a runner at first and 1 down. Now the left-hander Brian Johnson, who went a season-high 4 innings of relief on Saturday. Gave up a couple of quick runs, but then really settled in, pitched quite well. He struck out 3.
He really did. He came back. He didn't throw very well that first inning, and then all of a sudden he started pitching. This guy pitches. Changes speeds, moves it around.
Taylor facing just 2 batters. And he hit the last guy, Cron, who's on at first. Castro a single and a strikeout. And the 3-0 to Castro, and that'll miss for ball 4. Runners on at first and second, one away. Time now for our social drive, brought to you by Nissan. We toss it back to Courtney in the studio.
Thanks, Dave. So it's the Tuesday after a long weekend, so here's a feel-good story. There's a Cubs fan in Illinois named Anthony who got to meet his favorite player, Rowan Wick, and this embrace is truly all you need to see today.
Made his day. Wade the batter, first and second, one out. Twins pressing for more. They've already scored 3 times in this inning. And Kepler lurks on deck. Now, Red Sox came into this homestand pretty much needing to be perfect or something close to it. Down by half a dozen runs here in game 1. That's a cross for strike.
Johnson's had his trouble. Most of the games he has trouble right away, right? When he started, remember, he had bad first innings, then he'd find his way, and that's kind of how it's been going for him.
Yeah, kind of the same thing the last time out.
Flared foul, 1-2.
Gets in a rhythm, you know, he works quickly and seems like he has a tough time getting out of the chute, but then once he does and settles down, he puts up some quality innings.
Lefty with a 1-2 to a lefty, and a ground ball to Moreland. Into second, that's what they'll get. The man in the middle, they're safe on the corners with 2 down.
Tomorrow at 6, don't miss Red Sox first pitch, presented by Joseph Abboud. Available at Men's Warehouse. TC Jim and Wake will have an update on the American League wildcard race.
Right now, the Red Sox 5.5 back in the fight for the second wild card. 3 teams in front of them overall in the wild card picture. Cleveland's one of them. And they have a 2-1 lead on the White Sox there in the 5th inning. The Oakland A's another. They'll be hosting the Angels tonight in about an hour and 20. Well, here's Kepler. Hit by a pitch, a pop up, and a strikeout. 0 for 2 with a run. Picks up a strike on the outside edge. Kepler 3rd in the American League with 36 home runs. He's also in the top 10 in runs. Scored nearly 100. They've been raving about this kid for a couple of years, that he's the best athlete in their system. Into the shift and scooped up by Brock Holt. He'll make the play at first base side. Retired, but they get 3 more.
As he goes for his set of the season. DCU, Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU mean to you?
Red Sox trying to climb back into this one. Bottom of the 5th inning. Moreland, Vasquez, Holt. Lewis Thorpe coming out of their bullpen after 1 inning. He's been awfully tough. The Sox have 1 hit tonight.
This guy's been really good.
Yeah, they only hit a double by Benintendi back in the 2nd inning.
Like, who is this guy?
A lot of those questions in September.
14 innings coming in.
Since that double, the Red Sox have been retired 9 in a row. And the left-hander's 2-1 pitch. Now Moreland trying to reach to begin the inning with Vasquez on deck. Mitch holding his own last 21 games. He's a .288 hitter. Not tempting enough, and it's ball 4. So Red Sox with a start here anyway in the 5th inning. The leadoff man is on.
Well, that's a cardinal sin right there. 6-0 game. Walk the leadoff hitter who's left-handed.
Vasquez looking to snap an 0 for 15. Fly to center in the 2nd inning. Yankees having their way with Texas 10-0 in the 8th inning.
Yeah, Texas shut them out yesterday, huh? First time they've been shut out in 220 games. I think it was something crazy like that.
Tampa Bay is playing a doubleheader against the Orioles, and they lost game 1. They're winning game 2 2-0 in the 9th inning. 4-2 is the final. They lost in game 1.
Why are they playing a doubleheader in Tampa Bay? Something to do with the weather, maybe?
Earlier in the year, it's a makeup piece, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, Tampa Bay.
How can you get rained out there?
It's got the roof.
I know. I don't know.
Maybe it has something to do over the weekend with the weather. I don't know. Just guessing. It wouldn't be a scheduled doubleheader.
Can't be. Well, meanwhile, a meeting of the minds here for Minnesota.
You got a 6-0 lead. This guy's throwing balls. Let's bounce around is what they need to do. I mean, you can't let anybody get knocked around when you got bullpens like they have this September. That's why it surprises me they stay with Porcello as long as they did, with pitch count fairly high going into the 5th inning. Let him give up 3 more runs. Questionable.
Two 2-0 on Vasquez. 0 for 1 with that fly to center. And foul tipped here. Yeah, the afternoon game originally scheduled for Wednesday was rescheduled as a precaution for the hurricane.
Makes sense.
Which was then approaching Florida but never reached the Tampa Bay area.
Thank goodness.
It's only the 3rd in the Rays 22 years at Tropicana Field. They split 1-0-4 in a game rescheduled by Hurricane Francis. Line drive, and that's going to find plenty of green grass and head all the way to the warning track. Scooped up by Wade. Runners at 1st and 2nd. Throw back at the 2nd. Moreland safely in. And a couple of base runners here with nobody out.
Well, I thought Moreland would get the 3rd easy on this, but he pulled up.
Yeah, I did too, but being down by 6, and for a guy that doesn't run all that well, you just can't take the chance. He saw him pick the ball up and said, nope, we're down by too many runs right now. We need base runners.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, the poor people in the Bahamas that get wiped out with the hurricane. Just horrible.
Beyond horrible.
Heart goes out to them.
Awful.
We lived in West Palm Beach for a long time, about 14 years. I think we probably evacuated 5 or 6 times over that period of time that we lived there. And sometimes the hurricane never hits, No,
they're so hard to predict.
Other times, real vengeance there as Trevor May, the right-hander, gets up. Brock with a ground out to short his first time up. They'll scoot away from the catcher. Castro couldn't find it, and the runners advanced to 2nd and 3rd, and it was right there near him, but he couldn't locate it.
Yeah, he made a mistake. I think he tried to backhand it.
Yeah, he did.
Instead of blocking the ball, he goes to the backhand right here, and tries to become a first baseman and just deflects off the heel of the glove, and 2 men get in a scoring position. So take a base any way you can get it.
Red Sox trying to get back in it now. Nobody out. At the right man at the plate here, the way Brock has been swinging it, you say, well, it's a left-hander on the mound, but he's hitting .303 against lefties.
Boy, that big hole, shortstop hole.
We've seen him serve a few over that direction too.
He's also hitting .333 with runners in scoring position. 2-1. Mitch Moreland with a walk. Christian Vasquez with a single. Both moving up on the wild pitch. And a ground ball up the middle. Arise will go on to first base. A run comes in to score. So the RBI for Brock Holt, making contact there, makes it 6-1. Vasquez into third.
That wild pitch cost them a run.
This Rockland Trust relationship brought to you by Rockland Trust Bank, where each relationship matters. Byron Buxton and Jackie Bradley Jr. both winning Gold Gloves. Buxton 2017 and the Platinum Glove in the American League. So 1 out, a man at third, a run in, and Jackie Bradley 0 for 1 tonight with a strikeout in the third inning.
I don't understand the difference between that. I'm a little bit, not behind times, I guess. I know what a Gold Glove is, and I know how you get that, but
Platinum is good. You have to hit too.
The platinum, both. It includes the hitting. Okay.
Meanwhile, this is going to be Thorpe's last hitter with Betts on deck and May warming up.
Fouled off himself, and Jackie takes a seat in some pain. And he's going to get up quickly.
Fastball, inner half, up and in, right off his toe.
Right off the toe.
Needs those tap dance shoes with the tap at the end.
You can get the same sound sometimes out of cleats too.
Oh yeah.
I got to shift your game a little bit,
Right.
but yeah.
I can see that.
Only 1 out in the inning. Ground ball to the right side will do the deed here. Not a good stop by Castro. He's been very active back there.
Well, that's a good block there. Shifted his whole body to get in front of it. Made it look pretty easy. There's a hook in the dirt. Nicely done.
Minnesota with a 5-run lead in the 5th. Here's the 2-1.
This guy seems tapped out with 58 pitches. I don't know. They've got him stretched out. I would assume he's not a starter.
Mookie Betts to hit next. 3-1 home.
And you just can't bank on a fastball on a 3-1 count at all.
Ever.
5-run lead, and you go to the breaking ball, the slider to pick up the second strike.
He's having trouble getting his fastball over, really. Might throw him another slider.
3-2. And he checks in at his ball 4. So second walk in the inning. They're helping the Sox here. Baldelli coming out. So as Eck thought, that's his last hitter. But Mookie on the way up. He's going to want a right-hander. Well, he pitched well while he was in the ball game. As you said, he ran out of gas in this inning with 2 walks.
You would think.
Thorpe had started 9.
There you go. So 58 was not a big deal.
So May coming out of their bullpen. And Mookie Betts about to swing. StatCast AI powered by AWS.
Boy, take a look at this home run. Sano hit to center field. Places we don't see home runs hit. Almost hit the scoreboard. Way up there.
452 feet Major League average 400 feet. That is one big dude, Sano.
And Trevor May, big guy himself at 6'5", 240. He's done a very steady job out of their bullpen. This will be his 55th appearance, 51 and 2/3 innings, and he has 64 Ks.
He made the shift over about 3 years ago from starting to relieving.
Sano is the same height, but he has about 20 pounds on this guy. So runners at first and third for Boston, 1 run in. And Mookie Betts to climb in. He's popped up and grounded out, so thus far quiet night for Mookie. Although he has been swinging a very noisy bat. Mookie with a 4-game hitting streak. 123 runs, which is number 1 in the majors. Long ball here could make it downright fascinating right now, as he will take a fastball up high for ball 1. Our Rocket Mortgage game changer, Mookie Betts' last 15 games, batting .333 with 16 runs scored. A 1-0 from May. 2-0.
Or they make you throw strikes.
Devers on deck. Vasquez at third, Bradley at first. And popped up into short right. Kepler with a long run in. He says he's going to get there, and he does. Runners will hold, and they're a 2-away. So Mookie 0 for 3 tonight. Rafael Devers is 0 for 2.
Big out there.
Rafael struck out first inning, struck out again in the third. He lays off ball 1. Time for our Indeed player resume. Rafael Devers, major league ranks, number 1 in hits, extra base hits, tied for first with 48 doubles, and second behind his teammate Mookie Betts in runs. Oh, he had a swing there. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That ball might have beat him. Ball jumping out of his hand. 95 upstairs.
And about a week ago, he'd have crushed his pitch.
Yeah, I bet.
Just been a little bit off target recently.
And a 1-1.
Got a little spin rate on that fastball.
Two down. And up and away to even up the count.
Feeling good about his hair right now. You'd think he'd throw another fastball, wouldn't you?
Hasn't been afraid to this point.
Popped up. That'll twist back out of play.
Yep, 96 with the fastball again.
Vasquez leading off third. Bradley at first. 2-2 from May. High deep drive down the right field line. He sucked this one way into the corner. It's gone. Well, just like that, the Red Sox climb back in it.
He should have stayed with the fastball, threw him a curveball, and he goes way back. He's just only thing here is it fair or foul? If this ball's crushed. High curveball. Not high, not that high, about thigh high, and he just cleans this thing out.
Yeah, really in his power zone right there, and perfect swing by Devers. That is way up high, and I believe it's a fair ball. I don't think they're going to question that.
Nope. Red Sox first home run brought to you by Audi.
Whoa, that is a big swing right there. Get them way back in this game.
Yep, it's a game.
It is 6-4. Went 425 feet. His 29th. He's driven in 107. Speedway donating $500 to Boston Children's Hospital for every Red Sox homer. Stop in and quench your thirst with a 44-ounce fountain or Speedy Freeze drink, just 89 cents. So the Red Sox battling back here in the 5th inning. And a strike to Xander, who's walked and popped up tonight. That coming with 2 down in this inning. As Raffy continues to mash. In tight, he dropped the bat. Xander's batting stats brought to you by Aruba. Plan your escape to Aruba, one happy island. Would have been so happy had it gotten him on the wrist.
That was a changeup that time that got away from May.
Martinez on deck. Punched right there to the first baseman. Cron will take it himself, but the Red Sox bounce back. They get 4, and they're right back in the ball game. Relief pitcher already.
He's had a nice year. Look at it. Doing all sorts of jobs, really. Seen him in all different times during the game.
6th inning. 6-4 Minnesota. And Polanco's gone 1 for 3, a single and a run tonight. That happened in the 3rd inning.
And we've seen a lot of those from him too. Sliders. A lot of sliders from Walden.
Very tough part of the order. Cruz on deck. He's belted a home run.
Boy, his elbow is going to need a rest at the end of the year. There's so many sliders, cutters, sliders.
Red Sox just got a long 3-run homer from Rafael Devers, his 29th, to climb in it. Through there for a strike. ...107 runs batted in. And the 2-1. A beautiful night here at Fenway. Temperatures in the low 70s when we got underway. After a gorgeous day. 2-2. Swing and a miss. That ate him up. That was that slider.
It's just so late. A late break.
Time now for the BioFreeze fast acting pain relief bullpen report. We check in with Garen.
Thanks, Obi. With Chris Sale on the IL, Alex Cora was telling us that the games that he would have started will now be bullpen games, but they have additional arms in the bullpen now with the September call-ups, including Yuli Chassin. Cora was telling us the plan with him right now is mix and match in one-inning stints, and he said it's been a really long time since he's pitched, so they're considering stretching him out with a sim game. So they'll see how he feels, and then they'll go from there. And this report has been brought to you by BioFreeze, the fast-acting pain reliever the Red Sox used to feel. No limits, Obi.
Thanks, Garen. Here's Cruz. He's hammered a home run, struck out, and walked tonight. Nelson's been around a long time, remains a very good hitter. 312, 35 homers. He's driven in 92. That's a fair ball. Long toss. Devils going to have to skip it, and got it there in time to get Cruz for the second out.
Well, you got to have a gun to get that done, and he does.
And he intentionally was going to do that. He was not going to try to fire that all the way across the diamond in the air. He was going to bounce it to first base and let Moreland do the rest. And Moreland, most of the time, 99% of the time, does the rest down there at first base. So nice play on both ends.
Outfield grass, you can't have a longer throw.
No. Nice skip on the grass and the out.
Got him. 2 away. Well, the cleanup man, Arise, is not a power guy, but he's had a good night with a double and a base hit, and each time he's been on, he has scored a run. 6-4 Minnesota. And Sano on deck. Now, White Sox have just tied up Cleveland 2-2 there in the 7th inning.
All right.
Could be of some help tonight.
Boy, nothing straight.
Tampa Bay did split that doubleheader with Baltimore. They lost game 1. They just won game 2, 2-0. .30 pitch, backing away in there for a strike. Nobody on base, 2 down, and the 3-1 to Luis Arise, and it's ball 4. He's on for the 3rd time. Ahead of the dangerous Miguel Sano. He's having a good night. He's already driven in 3 runs.
Well, he got a curveball first time up, hit a soft line drive to left, got punched out the next time on a high fastball, but the next time he got Porcello on the same high fastball, 2-run shot.
And into a zone of Fenway where the baseball is rarely hit. Up near that center field camera platform. That's Jim Rice territory. Third longest projected distance of a home run at Fenway this year. He's hit a couple longer than that himself this season. And he backs away 2-0.
Boy, that high fastball, he gets an extension. Porcello knew, everybody knew that was gone.
His 27th. 2 down and a base runner. Sano before tonight had been 0 for 13 this season against the Red Sox, but a single and a home run have taken care of that. He couldn't hold up there. He committed on the swing.
Yeah, the count goes 2-0 and he goes back-to-back sliders to get even with Sano now. Looks like another breaking ball. Oh, that didn't miss by very much. Looked like it got the bottom part of the strike zone to me.
Yeah, low paint. I'd want it, but I think it's just a hair low.
Boy, that's a tough one to lay off.
So Rise, the runner at first, will be taken off. 2 down, 3-2. There he goes. Foul away. No surprise that Sano ranks second in the majors in hard hit rate, trailing only Aaron Judge of the Yankees. That's exit velocity of 95 miles an hour or better. Three and 2 with the runner going again with the pitch. A high chopper to third and a foul ball. Devers given a long look back at C.B. Buckner.
You don't want to waste that throw if he didn't have to. Yeah, he knows.
Yeah.
Takes a lot out of you. I mean, you think about it.
I don't think he had a chance either on Sano if he makes the play on that one.
You just can't wind up and throw this thing. You got to let it go flat-footed and heave it.
Three and 2. Twins have hit a major league record 271 home runs. They will not add to that here. Swing and a miss by Sano. Strike 3. Get in the fall spirit with a delicious pumpkin flavored coffee. America and Red Sox Nation run on Dunkin'. Last half of the 6th inning, had a foul ball by JD Martinez, who struck out and popped up in this one. Red Sox on a couple of walks, a base hit, and a 3-run homer by Rafael Devers, his 29th. Climb back in it. Last inning, and it's a 6-4 game.
It's one of those nights. It's refreshing for the players. You know, they go through the hot months of July and August. You just come off that West Coast swing where it was warm in Anaheim, and you get back here to some nice, fresh, comfortable air. Kind of picks you up a little bit.
It was a little steamy in Southern California.
Yeah, it was warm there. Very nice, but warm.
Tyler Duffy loosening in their bullpen.
Weather here in New England changes so quick, but then tomorrow it's going to go back up, what, 85 or something.
Hernandez throwing in the Sox pen. A good count for JD. With Benintendi next. Martinez has hit safely in 9 in a row. Not yet tonight. That's a strike. He's trying to take off for first, but in there, 3-2.
Yeah, it looked like a pretty good pitch to me. Just picked up the outside corner.
He didn't tell him soon enough. He was already leaving the batter's box. You know, that ball probably had the corner, but it took him a long time to call a strike, and I'm walking to first base.
And struck him out. 95 up and out of the zone, but a good pitch. Time now for a game break, brought to you by Jordan's, the furniture store of the Red Sox. Here's TC. Tom, thank you very much. Benintendi with a double, and he's also struck out.
Boy, that's so Tampa. 7-pitcher shutout. 7-pitcher shutout just to stay in shape.
Benny ripped a double in the second inning, struck out the last time. He'll flare a foul. Just a bit of a breeze out toward left, and as Jerry Remy said, a refreshing breeze here in the early days of September. Absolutely my favorite time of the year. September, October, November. So look at the wild card standings at the moment. Doesn't get any better than this time of the year in New England. Anywhere in the world. 2-2.
The bronzing starts to fade about this time of the year.
Yeah, you're not talking X language now.
It's starting to go sink down. You know?
Here I am, waxing lyrical about how beautiful X give me the stink eye. Like, what are you talking about?
What X does, though, is he gets out of town.
Yeah, you got to get
when the
out
weather
of town.
changes.
That takes some serious iron, though, to pull that off. 2-2. 2 down. Back-to-back Ks. In front of Mitch Moreland. May, pretty hard thrower, into the mid to upper 90s.
He's got some jump, that fastball upstairs. He's had second thoughts about that breaking ball to Devers when you think about it.
Mitch tonight has struck out. He's also walked and scored a run. Part of the 4 runs Red Sox got in the 5th. He tagged that one, but caught by Cron, and that's it. Red Sox go 1-2-3. Into something when you see a clip like that of Rafi Devers when he's just a little kid, basically swinging the bat, and how the swing is so close to what he does today.
Very similar to what he's doing today. Yep. A little more of a weight shift today than he had in those clips, but you can pick these kids out early, can't you? I mean, they just
hands real high like that.
Yeah, they just stand out.
His hands are higher now.
He actually does. He does have the weight shift a little bit. Yeah, he does have his hands high now.
3-run homer using that swing in the 5th inning. Get the Red Sox back in the game. We are on to the 7th. 6-4 Minnesota. Darwin's and Hernandez becomes the 4th Red Sox pitcher out of the bullpen. That's probably the way the Red Sox are going to play it the rest of the season. You're going to see a lot of pitchers every night. Porcello went 4+, gave up 6 runs, 8 hits. Right now the pitcher of record. On the losing side if it comes to that, but the Red Sox have time to do something about it.
Cora was talking about Hernandez earlier today, saying how much he enjoys what he's doing right now. He's comfortable doing it. His confidence is sky high. He's been throwing strikes.
He's got that kind of fastball that can just absolutely overpower you. 96, 97 miles an hour with it.
It's that short arm, man. You can't. It just gets on you.
It explodes on you. Yep.
Cave with a 2-run triple off the center field fence that almost got out in the 3rd inning. Inches from being a home run. Yeah, no chance there. 97 blew him away. 1 gone.
Hey, you might as well just stay with it. I mean, it's.
You ask Jake right now, Cave, this guy, after this at bat, he'd probably go back in there going, this guy, well, I don't know about this guy. If you haven't seen him before, he is so tough.
Only 22 years old, too. Won't be 23 until December. Here's Cron. He's 0 for 2, but hit by a pitch.
Boom. 99 just to stay in shape. Boom.
He's made quite strides this year. I saw him in spring training, and I said to myself, I don't think this kid's even ready to be in the big leagues, and got himself better down at the minor league level. Came up here. You can see confidence start to build with him. 98.
Yeah, ball gets on him. He's had trouble with his breaking stuff. I mean, I've said before, he'd love to come up with a changeup.
He spent some people on the ground with a changeup.
Yeah, and he's got a decent breaking ball. It's sort of 50-50.
It's a
good one, bad
brings
one.
up the question. I mean, what's his role for the future?
Well, I think his role is to be a starting pitcher. Right? I think for the future.
In there, strike 3. That was 98 back-to-back punch-outs.
He's feeling it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you, Eck. I think his role is as a starting pitcher, but I do think he's going to develop a couple of pitches. That breaking ball more consistent, and of course the fastball, the changeup rather, learn a changeup.
Yeah, this is not tough to call. Fastball, and high fastball paint.
Yeah, but you did
upper quadrant, Jerry.
Yeah, you did the upper right quadrant. You did a great job with that, Eck. A 3-pitch punch out.
2 away for Castro. He's gone 1 for 2 with a single and a walk.
That just drives me nuts. The quadrant stuff.
Yeah.
It's like.
I say it kiddingly, but.
Yeah, I do too.
But still, I mean, I understand what they're trying to say.
Yeah.
You're dotting your fastball all around the strike zone.
Yeah, the quadrant of the strike zone.
Mm-hmm. I sense.
From the arm side.
Dripping sarcasm.
Yeah. From the arm side, glove side, whatever side you want to call it.
Right. But the ball tails away from the glove side. It's like,
it drives me nuts.
It's like, this is too much information.
Yeah.
There's a lot more lingo around when you guys play.
Oh, much more.
Game is really about lingo. And velo.
I got some lingo for you. I'll give you some lingo.
You do, actually. You invent new ones.
Yeah. You play this game long enough, you got to do something,
I mean, I never in my life, when I played, heard the word velo.
No, neither did I. Never.
How's his fastball? Mediocre. Something like that.
Yeah. Today it's great velo.
I mean, the guys when I was in the minor leagues, the guy could bring it. Man, there's a lot of different words for gas, right?
Right.
I'm still okay with gas.
Yeah, gas, all right.
That one will stand the test of time.
Right. This guy's got some short arm cheese is what he's got. See ya.
Oh, strikes out the side. 1, 2, 3 they go at the hand of Darwinzon Hernandez.
Let's go offense.
Recliner from Jordan's Furniture. Plus get up to 60 months no interest with equal payments and no minimum. Details at Jordans.com. So it's out of the bottom half of the 7th at Fenway. Red Sox trailing 6-4. The Navy well represented here tonight at Fenway Park. Tyler Duffy, right-hander, coming out of their bullpen 6'3", about 220. He's not allowed to run his last 16 appearances.
Yeah, he's hot.
Yeah, very impressive strikeout to innings ratio too.
Red Sox have activity in the pen. Andrew Cashner has been really, really good in that bullpen. He gets loose.
Coming off that 4-inning stint.
extra inning stint.
Vasquez to lead it off. Christian with a base hit last time up. It's a high fly down the left field line. They'll sell foul.
Guy throws in the mid-90s, and you saw the slider there.
Christian breaking at 0 for 15 with that single. It's a key hit in the 5th. He would later score. Big blow to Rafael Devers, 3-run bomb down the right field line.
Boom, 95. Easy gas.
They have Sam Dyson about to get going in the bullpen for Minnesota.
We got Romo out there now too, that little slider guy that's been around forever.
Sergio.
I think he was
long-time Giant, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was an opener for 2 straight games, I believe, last year for Tampa Bay.
Struck him out, collected by Castro, and a gun on to first for the K. 1 gone. Let's toss it down to Garrett.
OB, September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and we all know how involved Brock and Lakin Holt are with the Jimmy Fund. Lakin had some downtime and started thinking about how much she loved T-shirts, especially unique ones, and how great it would be to continue to raise awareness and money for the Jimmy Fund. She pitched the idea to Brock. He loved it, and they came up with a shirt for brocking out cancer. Now, these shirts are available online, $28, and $12 of that will go directly to the Jimmy Fund. And now that we moved on from bronzing weather, they also have hoodies. Now, fans who would like to purchase these shirts can go to Brock's Instagram, Lakin's Instagram, or KingdomPrints.com. OB, it looks good, feels good, and benefits a great cause. Great to see the Holts getting involved like this.
It does look great, and I'll tell you, those are going to fly.
How'd you get that T-shirt on without messing your moss up down there?
It looks great. All the players have had them on today. Very popular T-shirt, and everybody at home, please help out. Such a great cause. And like I said, just great to see players getting involved like this.
That didn't answer the question.
How did you put that T-shirt on without messing up your moss?
I got skills, guys.
I know, you're good at it.
I'm a professional with moss.
I got it.
All right, Garrett, thank you. Those are sharp.
Yeah.
And for a great cause. Brock Holt in this one is 0 for 2, but he's driven in a run. And that one driven down the left field line, slicing quickly foul.
Minnesota's got some big arms out there. This guy, and you saw May had the good fastball. Dyson has a good sinker. He's been around for a while.
Jackie Bradley on deck. And he's going to bat right now. Swung on and missed strike 3. Back-to-back Ks. The Sox only have 3 hits in the ballgame.
That's pretty dirty, that breaking ball. You saw Vasquez swing at one that didn't even get to the plate. That was pretty nasty to Holt too.
Bradley hitting at .220, a strikeout, a walk and a run tonight. That home run, Nick, you were talking about at Colorado on Tuesday, went 478. Is the longest home run by a Red Sox batter in the StatCast era. That's 2015 to the present. And since then, the longest Red Sox home run previously was Hanley Ramirez, who hit one 469 against the Cubs in 2017. I want to say that struck high up on a light tower. Was that the one?
501 it says there.
Well, that was before the StatCast era, which was 2015, but that's a shot and a half.
You see the number of home runs that Pacific Coast League gave up this year from one year to the next.
Torch down the right field line. That's going to reach the warning track and go to the stands for a double. That was a laser beam of a double for Jackie Bradley. Red Sox have a man at second.
He threw him a curveball, not that sharp slider, kind of a roller.
right into his happy zone down there, down and in.
Yeah, he put a good swing on this, and that's a good pitch to hit for a left-hander. You know, any breaking ball like that that's over the plate or even a little bit inside that's down becomes a very good pitch for a left-hander to hit. And then one hop again into the stands. So that's going to be it for Duffy.
Rocco Baldelli takes him out. Dyson coming in.
And right immediately to the charts.
Yeah, he's got some good sinkage is what Dyson's got.
We're going to take the break as they go to the bullpen once again. Red Sox trying to get a little closer. 6-4 Minnesota. Red Sox down 2, but they have Jackie Bradley at second, 2 down. Sam Dyson out of the bullpen. He was acquired at the end of July from the San Francisco Giants to shore up their bullpen. And we'll take on Mookie Betts here. Mookie's 0 for 3. Pop up a fly out, a ground out, and a breaking ball for a strike.
A little sweeping slider and a sinker to go along with it.
So thus far, a quiet return to Fenway for Mookie after a really nice road trip. Base hit here would make it 5 in a row for him. And it could well pick up an RBI.
Dyson was on the mound when the playoffs pitching for Texas when Jose Bautista hit the home run. Remember the big bat flip?
Oh yeah.
Remember that? He was on the mound. He's the one that gave it up. Big brew ha-ha about that, wasn't there?
Yeah, that didn't go over well.
No, it didn't go over well at all.
That led to some real bad blood between Texas and Toronto. That'll skip away and advance the runner. Jackie safely into third on a wild pitch.
That's a big league wild pitch. That ball really got away from Castro.
Hey, he's been busy back there tonight. A lot of balls on the dirt. Some he's been able to handle. Some he has not been able to handle. This one not easy. Deflects toward that third base on deck circle, and Jackie gets himself to third base.
Now you can't throw that thing in the dirt. You can't throw that biter now.
They stack 3 men on the left side on the shift on Betts. Outfield off shifted toward right. Good count here, 3-1.
You would think he'd come after him with a fastball with Rafael Devers on deck, but
I think he likes his breaking ball so far.
He likes it so much. Yeah, maybe he's going to stay with it.
Last time up, Raffy crushing a 3-run homer to right.
How about hanging one?
Here's the 3-1 from the righty. And that's ball 4.
Oh. Yeah, thank you.
So first and third, and here comes Devers again.
He did come with the fastball, and it was very close to being a strike.
Oh, that was stone paint right there.
Time for our high-strength steel play, brought to you by the all-new 2019 Chevy Silverado.
Well, we got the curveball from May, and that cost him a 3-run Johnson here by Devers. Ball was way back. Just a matter of whether it was fair or foul.
Not only his 29th home run, his 81st extra base hit. Nobody in the major leagues, not Mike Trout, nobody has hit more than that, more extra base hits than Rafael Devers.
This guy doesn't have the high rider. He's got the sinker slider guy.
Runner at first, Betts taken off, ground ball foul.
Boy, he had that stole big time.
Yeah, very slow to the plate. He had a great jump at first base.
And he was off to the races.
Yeah, as soon as that front leg came up, he was gone.
See if they pay attention to him now.
Trying to get down to second base, and he would represent the tying run there in scoring position.
Got to throw over here, you would assume.
Takes off again. And a high pop up down the left field line. Long run for Wade, who is way over there. He makes the play. Boy, so often we see guys overrun that because they have so far to come. He makes the catch. Coming up and still on top is 6-4. Wade had a long way to come.
He did have a long way to go, and it looked like he was going to overrun it. The ball was coming back toward him a little bit, and he almost did overrun it. A snow cone catch. And if that drops in, you got a tie ball game. And it came very close to dropping in.
Went 122 feet. Andrew Cashner becomes the 5th man out of the bullpen. And Wade, the leadoff man, he's been dealing out of the bullpen. They need that to continue right now in the 8th inning.
Long forgotten about him starting. He's been pitched so well out of the bullpen.
And since moving to the pen, which was August 13th, he's 1-0 with a save, ERA of 0.90.
And he got after it when he went to that bullpen. He didn't have the dauber down, that's for sure. This is his 100th relief appearance tonight. So he has pitched out of the bullpen before this year.
Got the win Friday in the 15-inning victory against the Angels. 5 hours and 23 minutes. Red Sox took 2 out of 3 there. Had a 6-2 road trip, but they're trailing tonight 6-4 late. Slap to the right side. Brock Holt. 1 out. And Kepler next. Kepler's been hit by a pitch, scored a run. Officially 0 for 3. Red Sox very much in the game despite just 4 hits on their side, because one of them was a 3-run homer by Devers. Didn't swing the bat, and that's ball 1.
Still does that fastball changeup combination, occasional breaking ball. Back-to-back changeups.
High fly ball left field. That's rising up toward the monster way back there. And a nice play by Benintendi up against the tin to haul that in. Gets a glance back. He makes the catch for out number 2.
Well, he didn't panic. You know, he had just enough room. Lines it up. Got another step in him, but he knows where he is.
I didn't think when that ball left the bat, I thought it was certainly going to be off the wall. And I was shocked when Benintendi went back and made not an easy catch out of it, but a fairly easy catch.
Red Sox obviously need to win this game, but if they do and the White Sox hang on and beat Cleveland, they're up 6-5 in the 9th inning. The Red Sox would move to within 4.5 of the second wild card position.
Well, we need to put our rally caps on here for the last 2 innings.
Polanco 1 for 4 with a base hit, a single in the 3rd.
We need to put our tap shoes on, Gary.
Tap shoes on. They win this game, I'll tap right after it.
Popped up in a shallow left, racing out Devers, coming up. Benintendi says he's there, and he's got it. That's a 1-2-3 inning. Twins last half of the 8th coming your way. And defensively, the Twins make a couple of changes here. Byron Buxton, a former Gold Glove winner, goes into the game in center field. Cave, who had been out there, shifts over to left. And Xander Bogaerts will lead it off. Red Sox have the heart of the order coming up here. Bogaerts, Martinez, Benintendi against Dyson. On the night, Xander's 0 for 2 with a walk. So trying to extend his hitting streak to 6 in a row. During the 5-game hitting streak, he's hit 4 home runs. They have an active left-hander, Taylor Rogers, getting going in the bullpen.
Not afraid to use him for more than 3 outs.
Ulysses Chassin and Brandon Workman side by side, couple of right-handers. Chassin just signed after a workout on the West Coast. Red Sox need a couple of base runners getting late here at Fenway. 6-4 Twins. Could use a handful of hits. Only 4 hits all night. Through there for a strike. Well, you figured if Minnesota got some pitching, they were going to be a very, very tough ball club. That's been the case all year. 85 and 52. Both the Red Sox and the Twins would benefit by the Indians losing, because Minnesota would take a 6.5 game lead if they can win this thing in that one chop foul.
Yeah, Cleveland had a 5-2 lead going into the 8th. White Sox went ahead 6-5.
But Sox need a comeback. Came back with 4 runs in the 5th inning. Bogaerts 31 home runs, 103 runs batted in. His next RBI is a new career high. High fly left center field. Cave is there to the edge of the warning track to make the catch. Stay tuned for Red Sox Final, presented by Rodenhiser Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electric. And before the game, TC Gym and Wake highlighted on the Rodenhiser Heat Zone, JD Martinez and Miguel Sano. Sano has blasted a long home run that went over 450 feet.
Yeah, right now Sano winning that battle. JD has a chance right now to creep up on him.
Sano's home run, not many hit here at Fenway, to the right of the flagpole. It actually landed in the photographer's platform underneath the scoreboard. To the shortstop, Polanco will dig that out. 2-away. That'll bring up Andrew Benintendi, 1 for 3 with a double.
Going straight to the left-hander. Here comes Rogers.
So they keep on coming out of both bullpens. A steady stream. Taylor Rogers, the left-hander, who recorded his 22nd save yesterday. It was a team best 243 earned run average, so they're not messing around here. As you said, they'll use him for more than 3 outs. We'll take the break. Minnesota in front 6-4 here in the 8th inning. Nobody on base as Benintendi climbs in against the lefty. 2 down, 6-4 Minnesota in the bottom of the 8th.
Fastball slider, see the 95. Good numbers all the way around.
And the fastball's a sinking fastball and mixes in a curve and a 4-seamer very once in a while. Shot into left field, targeted for the wall. That one's rising up. That ball is out of here. A home run for Andrew Benintendi, and the Red Sox are within 1 in the 8th inning. Up against the lefty, and he shoots it the other way.
Boy, it reminds me of a home run he hit off of Kolarek, Tampa Bay, when they took out Morton, remember? And he right away hit a home run. And
oh, yeah.
Not on the first pitch, took more than 1 pitch, but gets the Red Sox within 1. And you see the pop that he has the other way. Nice swing.
Yeah, he's not trying to pull the ball in that situation right there. He's just trying to make contact. Good solid contact in the opposite field, and good solid contact over the green monster. Right in the first row. 1-run ball game.
Second home run by the Red Sox. Both by left-handed hitters, and that's going to strike him. Moreland gets hit by the pitch, and just like that, the Red Sox have the tying run on. So Rogers, who has been so reliable, comes out of their bullpen, gives up a home run, and he drills Moreland.
Got to get a base runner in there.
Yeah, gets to get a runner in there at first base.
A little high breaking ball that didn't come close to breaking.
Little spinner right off the tricep.
So Owings is going to come on and run for Moreland. With 2 down, and Christian Vasquez the batter. Christian 1 for 3, a single and a run tonight. Red Sox were down 6-0 in this game. That was in the 5th inning. They've done all the scoring since. Two gone, and a strike. Brock Holt next.
That home run by Benintendi is first in a month. His last coming against the Yankees.
And he hit it with 2 away in the 8th. Vasquez a career high 19 home runs. Did not offer. 1-1. And Rogers with a 1-1 pitch. He's ahead now, ball and 2 strikes, and Christian not happy with himself.
And swung at a slider that was down out of the strike zone.
Yeah, he just swung at the pitcher's pitch. Really a good pitch by Rogers.
That's exactly what Rogers wanted to do right there.
Andrew Benintendi on his bobblehead night, knocking one into the front row of the monster seats. You should homer on your bobblehead night. 1-2. Got a piece.
Oh yeah, good pitch there. A little too much velocity in 96. But right down the middle of the plate.
Ball gets on you too, out of his hand.
Sure does. Big, tall, lanky guy. Seems like when they release the pitch, they're right on top of you.
The Benny bobbleheads. And he goes yard for number 13. Two down and the 1-2. Here's a high deep drive, but he yanked it foul way up there to the Coca-Cola section. Pulled it just a little too much. 1-2.
It's hard to keep that ball fair. Off speed, gets the head out.
Rogers ready and a 1-2. Missed in and the count 2-2.
Boy, almost dotted him inside there. Yanked it just a hair inside. Clearly a ball.
A one-run game. Red Sox rallying from 6-0 down to the front running in the Central Division Minnesota Twins. Right it goes. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. But the Red Sox get one. They're within one. Game summary brought to you by Xfinity. Get the coverage and control you need with Xfinity X5. Rick Porcello, 4 innings tonight, 6 earned runs before he was knocked out. Devers with a home run. Benintendi just cranked one moments ago to make it 6-5. Brandon Workman in. He becomes the 13th pitcher to be used in this game by the two ball clubs combined. First man in against him will be Nelson Cruz, who has homered. Minnesota's had more home runs than any team in the history of baseball in a single season, 271. 2 more tonight.
Bullpen has done a nice job picking up Porcello. Haven't given up a hit yet. 4 innings, 4 clean, not clean, couple walks.
And a 1-0 past him. Couple of changes now. Owings stays in the game to play second base. Brock Holt shifting over to first base. Moreland came out for the runner. And 1-1. So as mentioned, with the White Sox beating Cleveland 6-5, if the Red Sox can win this ball game, they will gain a full game and a fight for the second wild card and a pull within 4.5 of the Indians. Two and two. Arise on deck and then Sano. So 2 of the 3 men due up in the inning, capable of hitting it a long way if you make a mistake. Down he goes swinging. 1 out.
Well, it's such a tight curveball. It really is. The Yak Man. This is a yacker for you right there. Tight.
And a couple of weird swings too by Cruz on those curveballs from Workman.
1 away in the 9th inning for Arise, who has a double and a single. He's also taking a walk tonight. 6-5 Minnesota. Due up for the Sox in their end of the ninth inning. Brock Holt, Jackie Bradley, and Mookie Betts. Workman with a .219 earned run average. Picked up his 10th save of the year Sunday in Anaheim. Still leading all major league relief pitchers in opponent batting average, just 127.
It's incredible. It really is. 26 hits and 61 1/3. 2/3 innings.
He put him away. Some rising cheese. 2 down.
Think about that curveball, and then he's going to throw a fastball upstairs by you.
Yeah, he's the hitter. Arise saw Cruz go down on a curveball with 2 strikes, and maybe that was in the back of his mind, seeing a curveball, didn't get it. Got the fastball up and away.
The Red Sox bullpen has set down 9 in a row, 6 by strikeout. And now Sano.
All or nothing Sano is what it comes down to. He's punched out 131 times and just a little over 300 at bats. And that's like almost 50%.
Tonight an RBI single and a massive 2-run homer. When he gets that 6'4", 272 behind the swing, it carries. And Workman with a 1-1.
Sano has only faced Workman once in his career, and Workman struck him out.
Three and 1. Couldn't find the mark with that yacker. Cave on deck. Six runs, 8 hits for Minnesota, 5 runs, 5 hits for the Sox. Each side 2 home runs. 3-1 pitch. Grounded foul.
Stayed with that hook that time on the 3-1 pitch.
Doesn't matter, man. He loves his hook.
Yep, stay with the best pitch.
He loves this yacker, doesn't he? Not a great one. Curveball for a strike is more hittable than he ever throws.
Here's the payoff to Sano.
Looks like a cutter.
Cut on and missed. He strikes out the side in the 9th inning. Red Sox down 1. Sox trying to come all the way back from 6-0 down as they're trailing 6-5 going to the bottom half of the 9th inning. Dave O'Brien alongside Jerry Remy and Dennis Eckersley. Rogers, their closer, stays on to work. Brock Holt to step in first, and then Jackie Bradley. Alex Cora had a fairly lengthy conversation with JBJ during the commercial break. Sam Travis lurking inside the dugout. Mookie Betts due up 3rd in the inning. And here we go in the bottom of the 9th.
You wonder, you know, if Holt reaches, would they leave Bradley in there to pinch to bunt to get him to second base? And then if he doesn't reach, would you have Travis go up there and pinch it for him?
I mean, Travis is going to pinch hit.
He's going to pinch hit.
Yeah.
Bounding ball toward the hole, through for a base hit. The leadoff man on in the bottom of the 9th.
Yeah, and here comes Travis now with a chance really to win the ball game.
Well, Brock Hope found that hole. That shortstop hole's been there all night long.
He's been doing that a lot against lefties recently. Slicing them to left.
Marco Hernandez in to run.
Just fought it off, chopped it the other way. Perfectly placed. Nice way to start the 9th inning.
Wait a minute, this is not Sam Travis.
Ooh,
It's Gorkys Hernandez. So they pull Travis back. He was never announced. And Hernandez was just recently promoted during the last road swing out west.
Well, we know he's got a little pop, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's shown a little at the AAA level, and he's had some throughout his career.
Well, Sano is in on the grass at third.
Yeah, he's expecting the possibility of a bunt, but it would just seem to work against why he would pinch hit.
Yes, I agree. I would be shocked if he bunted.
He was 2 for 10 on the trip.
He's bunting.
He's bunting, kind of a line drive bunt, scooped up fair ground. That gets the job done, however. The out made, runner down to second, and clearly he's the better bunter.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Although that was a really stiff bunt.
He smoked that. I was surprised that Cron didn't try to throw to second base. Look how hard he bunts this ball.
Yeah.
Cron is on it. He's got a shot at second.
He does. They never looked that way. Just looked at the runner in front of him and tagged him. So the Red Sox get the potential tying run to second base. I would love to see a walk-off.
Oh. Little party piece.
Well, here's Mookie. He's 0 for 3 with a walk tonight. 23 home runs for Betts. And takes strike 1. One man out, a man in scoring position. Barnes up in the pen.
Got that hard slider down and in, and the 95 cheese.
He checked.
Yeah, he lays off a tough slider right there. That's one he could have chased and really jammed himself on. Tough to get the barrel out on that location.
That's what it's all about right here.
1 ball, 1 strike on Mookie. Foul back. He got another slider.
Much better one to hit that time. And had a good swing at it.
Back-to-back sliders. This one not as good as the other one.
No, that one could have. That one easily could have gone a long way.
You remember how the season started for Mookie? Really struggled against lefties. But since the 5th of July, he's hitting almost .340 against them. One, two. That one hook foul out of play.
Back-to-back breaking balls.
He picked that one right off his foot to hit it foul. I mean, watch where this is. I mean, it's got nowhere to go.
No, you can't keep that thing close to being fair. That's his put away breaking ball. Let's see if he tries to slip a piece of cheese out over the plate.
Devers on deck. The Sox have the tying run at second in Hernandez. And a comebacker knocked down by Rogers. Runner gets back, and Betts is out at first. 2 down.
I'll tell you, that ball probably would have been there's somebody back there. The Rise is going to probably catch that ball anyway, but he knocks it down, makes the play. Runner stays at second.
Yeah, I was waiting for a panic throw here by the pitcher. Did a good job composing himself and getting the out at first base.
Looking for a launch job down the line.
And Rafael Devers has launched one down the line in the 5th. 3-run homer. Can he do it again? Number 29 with 107 runs driven in.
A lot of signs.
Right now, you take a single to tie it. That's a cross for a strike.
That was not. That was an ugly breaking ball.
Curveball.
Yes. Where'd that come from?
Red Sox 3 wins this year in which they have trailed entering the ninth. Rogers 0-1 pitch. 0-2.
Oh, that's pitcher's pitch.
Yeah, he stays out there, he's going to have success. I mean, if you see a swing like that, you got to go back out there, don't you?
Yeah, you got to.
Man, the lefty's 0-2. Swing and a miss. Foul tip to the mid. Castro holds it, and that's the ball game. And the Red Sox miss an opportunity to gain ground as they fall here tonight by a final score of 6-5. Minnesota taking game 1. Back to the studio. TC, Jim, and Wake.